Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free right now. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
Hey, I'm Jimmy Wisman.
Welcome to Crime and Sports. And if you're noticing that we both sound like we're a little scratchy today, we just did 4 shows over the weekend. And wow, it's been 4 live shows.
Four live shows
difficult
and 2
on the
airplanes
voice.
with so much dry air.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We've had a lot going on over the weekend. But we have a wild episode for you. It's a hockey episode.
Hey!
So neither of us are huge hockey people, but we try our best. And the hockey episodes are always amazing because not only are they brain damage sports, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, outside of obvious one like boxing, where the goal is to punch somebody in the fucking head.
Right.
In the combat sports, it's the brain damagiest of them all because every part of the rink and the surface and your opponents is all concussion laden. It's fighting is sanctioned. People are punching each other with fists. They elbow each other as they go by. They hit each other with sticks. You hit the glass. You hit the boards. The ice is fucking solid as shit. You hit that. These are all concussions waiting to happen. You can get hit in the head with a puck.
Yeah. And they wear the least they're apart from their body having all that shit on it.
Yeah.
They're the main component and an operation center of your body has the least padding on it.
Well, you didn't have to wear a helmet till like 30 years ago. So
and even the helmet they have now has
it's not
a plexiglass eye visor. That's it.
And it's not coming down too far. You could still catch a puck in behind the ear or something.
And the brain base.
Yeah, it's not great. So we'll talk all about it. Before we get to that, though, our crazy, crazy story, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your merch, new merch up there. And in addition to that, tickets to live shows, of course. The whole year is ready to go. And coming up May 5th, we're in Detroit. May 6th, we are in Pittsburgh with Small Town Murder. Get your tickets. Pittsburgh is just about sold out. So if you want to get to that, do it immediately. In Detroit, get in there also. We're jacked for that. And for the whole rest of the year, the tickets are on sale. Get in there and especially get your tickets for the virtual live show on 4/20, April the 20th, just like a regular live show, except you're in your living room. It's going to be awesome, and I am going to get Jimmy so stoned. I have so many different pieces to let him try out. Wait till you see the look on his face for some of these things. It's going to be worth the price of admission just to see him go, holy shit, what are you doing to me? It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all of that, and you also want to head over to patreon.com/crime and sports. Get your bonus material. Anybody $5 or above, you're going to get access to the whole thing. Couple hundred bonus episodes already in there for you to binge on. And then in addition to that, every other week, you're going to get 2 new episodes. You can't beat it. It's the best deal in Patreon. And this week is no different. You are going to get, first of all, for Crime and Sports, you're going to get the death of Bruiser Brody, murder of Bruiser Brody, more accurately, the wrestler, told very well by Dark Side of the Ring, of course. But we're going to do it a little funnier, I would think. We'll make fun of some of these. Yeah, because it's a weird, crazy story and a really dark story, too.
Heartbreaking.
Terrible, and also just nuts of how the whole thing goes down. Then for Small Town Murder, which, of course, you'll get access to, we're going to talk about some of the crazy haunted hotels that are going on out there. So that'll be fun here. Hear some weird goblin tales. So that's patreon.com/crime and sports, and you'll get a shout out at the end of the show. Jimmy will screw up your name terribly, even though he'd love to get it correct. And Here is a name today. Our subject of the week here is a name that if he donated to our Patreon, Jimmy's fucking head would explode.
There's a Z in it, isn't there?
No, but it's Italian, and Jimmy has a really hard time with Italian names, especially ones with C's in it. He's like, I don't know if that's a K, a Ch, or a S. I don't know what that is. It really freaks him out.
You guys went and made it so much harder.
We really do make it complicated, but most of the names are phonetic. It's only when you get to, if you look at my name, it's just phonetic, but the C's are where it gets weird. So today we have Dino Ciccarelli. You know Dino Ciccarelli? He played forever. He played forever and was kind of a big star. Dino, obviously first name, Ciccarelli. You would not pronounce that. That would take you, you'd give that about 7 shots. Ciccarelli,
and one of them would be right.
Ciccarelli, Ciccarelli.
I go with Chicha first.
Yeah, it would be hilarious to listen to that. So, and I don't blame you. They're difficult. And so, he's a hockey player, like we said, born February 8th, 1960 in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Canadian, he's a Canadian-Italian guy. So
Narnia.
Canadian Ginn here we have, and I love when we have an Italian athlete because we don't get them that often.
No,
and that's not on purpose. I look for them. Trust me, I want to make fun of myself a lot, but the problem is, there's not a ton of Italian athletes nowadays. There just isn't.
Now,
There's not a lot that really make the cut there. You'll get like a catcher once in a while in the majors. You know, you'll get people like that. Not really anybody in the NBA unless they're from Italy.
Right. Yeah.
No Italian Americans. In football, maybe you'll get a defensive lineman, big fat Tony Saragusa once in a while, somebody like that.
And Tony Parker
Baselli
was Italian, wasn't he?
Who?
But because he was like a
He's
military kid?
French.
That's what
French,
it is.
yeah.
And isn't he a military kid?
I think so,
Isn't
yeah.
that what that is?
Yeah, and he was born in France. But
and then you got guys that look Italian, like Manu Ginobili, and he's not.
Yeah, exactly. Now, back in the day, that's why we've done like some old boxers, because back in the day, boxing was basically all the slots now filled by anybody of a Hispanic background or Latin background. Those were Italians back in the day. You know what I mean? So, but they don't really do that anymore. And those guys didn't really get in that much trouble unless they killed somebody because they were fucking controlled by the mob. So they had a lot of protection from getting busted for shit. But you don't really get many modern day Italian athletes that commit a lot of crimes for some reason. So today is a special treat for us where we get Dino Ciccarelli, the hockey player. His mother, Celeste. Oh. Yes. His father, Vittorio Benito.
There's an Italian name.
Yeah.
Celeste sounds like a waitress.
Celeste is an Italian name. It's very.
Is it really?
Celeste? Mama Celeste, the pizzas, the frozen pizza?
I suppose, yeah. I see a bright blonde...
you tell me what's white trash, I'll tell you what's Italian, okay?
A bright blonde woman with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth going, what are you going to have? That's a Celeste to me. I've seen it.
I've seen it on a pizza box.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
It's an older, heavy-set woman in a house coat, Jimmy. That's what it is. And apparently a platinum blonde truck stop waitress.
Yeah, I've seen it.
At the same time. But they got that from us, I believe, probably.
I assure you they did.
Yes, I'm going to say.
I didn't know.
They saw the pizza box and went, that's a pretty good name. That's a lovely name. Just always reminds me of Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
What was that?
Mama Celeste face up, I get a job. Mama Celeste face down, you're selling oranges on the freeway.
She did.
It was Mama Celeste face up. Flipped to Mama Celeste. So, and Vittorio Benito, of course, the father, he goes by Vic because Vittorio's a mouthful in Canada.
It's a pain in the dick, yeah.
Yeah, what's that now? So he has a younger brother as well. I saw it looks like he was born in 1967. So there's that. It's hard to find a lot on his family. This guy's very private, which is weird. Like, doesn't really talk about his wife and kids later. He's got a lot of weird privacy issues here. His father, though, This is fucking. This is fun here. Vittorio Cicerelli of 110 Ontario Street pleaded not guilty to assaulting Constable Ken Freegan during an issuance of a parking ticket near Kintail Street.
He beat up a meter maid?
He apparently did, yeah. He was charged with assaulting a police officer when he was 25 years old here, which is hilarious. And he's found not guilty a week later during his trial.
That's fantastic. The guy deserved it.
He pleaded not guilty. That's what I mean. Apparently there was definitely a quarrel, but apparently Dad was in the right for beating this guy up. Oh, what are you talking about? You're not giving me no ticket. Oh, and he came over, and I can see it.
I wonder if the cop instigated it, if he hit him first or something.
I mean, I don't know, but he seemed indignant about it, though. He's like, not the guilty.
Then he fought back and won.
I'm not sure. It was surprising, honestly. This was 1961 this happened, so when Dino was a year old, his dad was beating up cops, which
Fantastic.
is pretty fucking hilarious, I gotta say. I was surprised that he got away with it, honestly, back then. I don't know. Maybe it's easier to do in Canada, but either way, the thing that's even more surprising about that I could find is this, from this time, if you happen to be in Montreal during this time and you need a wig, the wigs are on sale, Jimmy. They're on sale. Wigs, it says.
Yeah.
$4.95, also in stock, long wigs.
Yeah.
I didn't know that wigs didn't include
we got short wigs.
Human hair falls. I don't know what that is. And human hair wiglets. Is that a merkin?
What's a wiglet?
Is that a pussy? Is that a pussy cover?
It's gotta be.
Right? While they last. Well, they're going to sell out of fucking merkins over here. Everybody get down there. Hey, get down there. The merkins are on sale. Come on. They're not going to last.
Wigs. We're treating it like a strip club.
They're human hairs. For real. Get down here. Wigs. Come on down. Milan Wigs Limited, this is. So you can enjoy that. So a little bit on Dino's early life here. He said, quote, growing up in Sarnia, even though we could pick up the Red Wings on television and the radio, I was a Maple Leafs fan, and if I did have to pick one favorite player, it would be Dave Keon. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. No.
That's a Maple Leaf player from like 1966 probably. And
it was a big deal.
Yeah. My knowledge of hockey is fleeting at best. I'm not going to lie here. And my knowledge of hockey is definitely 100% rooted in about 1988 through maybe 2002, with a heavy emphasis on like the 93 to 95, like when the Rangers won the cup and like, you know, I had friends who played hockey, so I'd have to sit and watch it with. So I knew people, and I played the NHL hockey on Sega, so I knew guys' names. Outside of that, I'm really pretty.
Post the great one. That's it.
Not really that good with it here. So he says, quote, I liked his style because he was tenacious and a go-to guy. I liked the other guys too, like Paul Henderson, Ron Ellis, Norm Ullman, that group. More people I've never heard of. Yep. I remember my dad taking me to my first NHL game when I was around 12, and it was at Olympia Stadium with the Wings playing the Leafs. I remember it like it was yesterday. By the way, I like how they're the Leafs and not the Leaves.
Right.
Isn't that weird? I've always thought that. How are they not the Toronto Maple Leaves?
Right.
Right? They're fucking...
What's happening?
How does that work?
Why is that the only part of the language that we're all okay with?
Well, what is up with that?
Nobody's ever made a stink about it.
I've never heard that. I want to go up to all their merch and cross out the fucking F and put
it's because each person is a maple leaf. Well, so you have to say
each leaf is a leaf. They're leaves.
I don't know. I don't know why this matters.
I don't know either, but it's bothering me.
It matters, though. It certainly does.
Why does this bother us? I don't know, but it does.
The maple leaves.
Yeah, it's so fucking strange.
The one time we all get to break grammar rules.
Yeah, I'm sure someone in Canada or.
No, there's no logical reason for it.
No, I mean, I'm sure someone's brought it up before.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm not the first person to notice what terrible English that is, but still, I don't know. Then again, too, in Canada, they will throw an E on the end of an R, so. Like
Yeah, but if
center
we're-
is centre there, so we have to look at it
But
that
if we're
way.
doing it, if we're doing it like that, because each person is a leaf, and even still, a bunch of leaves is a leaves.
Is a leaves. A bunch of leaves is a leaves.
It's a leaves.
Yeah.
We don't call them the Utah Jazzes. Yeah,
That's true. Because the whole team is supposed to be like
they're all the Jazz.
They're supposed to be like music that's happening.
Yeah.
Jazz. See what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So what is one of them?
That would be.
A note?
You can't be. A note,
Each
a jazz,
person's a
an
note.
instrument. You're an oboe. Hey. Yeah. I'm talking to you. Power forward. 14. Oboe. That's you. Huh? What are you talking about?
But a bunch of leaves is a leaf.
I don't understand it. So anyway, he said, I remember it like it was yesterday, the game that he went to. We got there before warm-up, and my dad wanted me to go with him to get something to eat, but I stayed because I wanted to watch the warm-up. Like any kid, I dreamed about playing in the NHL. Like any kid.
Yeah.
You dream of playing in the NHL, Jimmy? All the time?
If you're Canadian, that is holy fuck a culture, man. Gee,
Yes.
every kid wants it.
We've talked about it a
Do you
lot
love
here.
that part of baseball and sports too? Like I'm still in my 40s. That's being at the game. If I'm going to a game, I want to be there so early.
Oh,
I wanna
yeah.
see
I'm going
everything.
early. I'm going early. Yeah, definitely.
Fuck
I like
yeah.
to go early. I like to see the batting practice. I
Yeah.
like to see warm-ups. I like to see how the whole thing comes together.
Yeah.
I
and
enjoy
in
it.
basketball, each person comes out and warms up alone. It's so much fun to watch.
It's interesting too. Well, they take turns too. I like
Yeah.
that. They have little rituals too. I like
Yeah.
to see what people's little rituals are.
Yeah.
Baseball, yeah. I don't know. Baseball, I'm done with.
Stretches.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
They've changed it too much.
I can't deal with it anymore.
not
And I know, yeah, they took people who hate baseball and said, "What would you like us to do to baseball?" Like they took literally a 12-year-old. They were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, and he's like on Instagram, and they're like, "Yo," and he's, "Hey," and they like slap the phone out of his hand for 4 seconds, and they go, "Hey, what would make you like baseball?" He's like, "I don't fucking know," and he shrugs and picks his phone
Yeah.
back up, and they're like, "No, for real, just tell us." And he's like, "I don't know, like make it super fast, just like they catch and pitch and throw, and then home runs, and I don't know, like maybe do that, make the games like an hour long, just do
Make
that."
it fit in an Instagram story, and I'll
Okay,
watch it.
yeah, that's fun.
Make it fit in a TikTok.
Hey, you know how baseball, as far as sports movies go, it's kind of undisputed that baseball relates the best to film. You know why that is? Because there's fucking pauses built
Drama,
into the
yeah,
game.
right.
That's why. That drama that
yeah.
in the ninth inning of the hitter looking at the pitcher and the pitcher staring in for the sign and the bases are loaded and there's one.
Yeah.
That is, we want that to go as long as possible. That's the fucking buildup.
That's suspense, God
Yes.
damn it.
This is a quickie now. Every time is a fucking quickie. That's not right. You can have quickies sometimes and they're fun, but if you have a quickie every time, you're never coming good. You know what I'm saying? Baseball is a big blue ball now. Thank you. It's all it is. It's fucking bullshit now. I'm sorry.
That calling strikes if they take 8 seconds I hate that rule.
It's fucking insane.
8
it's
seconds
insane.
out of the box and it's a strike. What?
You cannot have it be possible to have a fucking game end because somebody took too long to concentrate before they fucking did something that takes a lot of fucking concentration to do. It's ridiculous. It's fucking
Reposition their
stupid.
gloves to do the hardest act in all of sports, which is put a baseball on a bat. It's so hard.
It's so hard. No, one time out. It's I know. I get it. People are going to say, "Oh, you sound like fucking old men yelling."
Right.
This was 3 years ago. It's not old men. I'm not saying, "Oh, back in the 40s it was better." In fucking 2016 it was fucking way better. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that. This fucking their commissioner right now. I hated Bud Selig. I thought he was the worst commissioner. I would fucking dig him out of his grave right now and fucking stand him up like a goddamn puppet and make him be the commissioner because he'd be a better commissioner than this fucking asshole. I swear
really
to God.
awful. It's really awful.
I just want like an old man. I want Ted Williams. I want to figure out what was wrong with Ted Williams so we can unfreeze him, have him come and beat this man to death with a fucking baseball bat and tell him what a
Knock
fucking
that
moron he is.
Tuna can off that man.
Oh, I swear to
Let's
God.
get sense in this game again. It's
Defrost the fucking splendid Splinter and get him out there fucking taking care of business because I've had it at this
It
point.
hurts,
I'm done.
man.
And I am, you know me, I'm a deep baseball fan. Like fucking, I'm like ingrained in it. I love it. And I am I'm fucking done with it. I will never. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm done. I'll go to a minor league game, but other than that,
and really,
fuck the majors.
Each sport is evolving. Maybe that's what it is. They're trying to evolve it too fast.
Yes, because they want fucking everybody. They want it to fit into social media.
Yeah.
They want it to fit into that. They need. How do we get kids to watch it? I don't care. I don't fucking care if they watch it.
Have their dad take them like ours did.
Not only that, also fucking, I don't know, maybe have them play it. That also helps.
Yeah.
If they play it, they tend to like it. So, even video. I'm sorry,
field.
fuck it. Video games are good for sports because they make people want to see the sport. It's good. Mm-hmm. But this is bad. So, all right, I'm done with fucking baseball because this has nothing to do with baseball.
Right.
He dreamed of playing in the NHL is what I'm getting at. In Pee Wee, I wasn't good enough for the major Pee Wee team. But then my dad got a call from the coach at a tournament in Niagara Falls because of a couple of kids got hurt. So I filled in and ended up staying. So that's how he got into his first kind of good Pee Wee team, I guess. The next year I played Bantam at 14 and played in a major international tournament in British Columbia and competed against Yari Curry, Mats Newsland, oh boy, here come the hard names, and Larry Murphy.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you so much, Larry. I just a big, huge, deep breath after Larry. Thank you so much.
Larry.
Larry Murphy, only one way to say that. Thank you, Irish bastard. I appreciate it. Thank you. Holy fuck. At 15, I was playing Junior B in Sarnia against guys up to 21 years old. And it was a great stepping stone for me because I played 4 years in juniors in London. So he plays for the Sarnia Bees in 75-76. 40 games played, and he has 45 goals and 43 assists.
He's very good.
He's fucking 15.
That's incredible. Against 21-year-olds, against adults.
Up to 21, which there's a huge physical difference between even a 15 and an 18-year-old. Never mind a 15 and a 21-year-old. That guy's got booze on his breath, you know? He's got Molson on his breath. That's a different guy.
And I think in Quebec it's 18, so there's 18-year-olds that got booze on their breath.
Stubble and Molson. Yeah. Just fucking not good. So he plays there, and in the Southwestern Ontario Minor Hockey League is what it is. Wow, of the Ontario Minor Hockey Association. Would you look at that?
So many words to qualify it.
It's so much, man. There's so many leagues up there back in the day. Remember how we went over it with that Steve Durbano, I think, the one time, all these different leagues. He was one of two. Another guy on the team, Phil Esposito, was on his team, who's I know him too, so that's how famous he is as a hockey player. They're both, Cicerelli and Esposito are both in the Hall of Fame.
Is that right?
Both in the Hockey Hall of Fame. They were both in that, they were both from this team. Not at the same time. Esposito was before him, but still. London Knights after that, he plays for. This is a different league, the OMJHL. Oh. I assume that's Ontario and Junior Hockey League is in there. I don't know. I don't know what the...
Oh, my Jesus Hockey League.
Oh, my Jesus Hockey League. Oh, my Jesus, what a shot. So he's a 16-year-old at this point, plays in 66 games, 39 goals and 43 assists. So, shit, that's not bad for a kid. I mean, you bring him to the next level, he does just as well. In the playoffs, he had 11 goals in 20 games. Yeah. Which is pretty good that year, too. So, damn, he's a fucking beast, this guy. The next year, he plays in 68 games, has 72 goals and 70 assists.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. Holy shit.
You got to have so much talent to do this, athletic-wise, because
ice skating's hard.
Right. That part is the start of it. If you can't do that, it's over.
No, you have to be able to not even think about ice skating.
Right.
You got to be able to do that as easy as you walk and run on a basketball court.
Because you got to make decisions.
And then hockey's hard too.
Right.
Like the actual gameplay is difficult also. So like I play street hockey a lot as a kid. You run around and do that. Not a lot, but doing that, it's fun, but it's not that easy. And
stick work is impossible.
Stick work is hard. It's difficult. All that while trying not to fall down. It's difficult.
And then have hand-eye coordination to be able to put a puck where a man doesn't want you to put it.
Yeah, the whole thing is like a magic trick, I will say. I respect hockey a lot, the guys who can do it. It is very impressive. After the season, Dino was awarded the Jim Mahone Memorial Trophy.
I'll bet he was good.
Yeah, which is given to the highest scoring right winger in the OMJHL. Yeah. So there's that. He's the highest scoring right winger.
So he's the front three, one of those guys.
Yeah.
Front four. I don't know how many are on the fucking field.
It's just like basketball except with a goalie.
Is it only 5?
It's 5 and a goalie.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, 5 and a goalie. It's basketball. Yeah, it's the strategy is kind of the same in basketball when you attack. It's a centered thing. The plays are similar. Honestly, you can do kind of similar deals like it, except one's a lot harder. So, he plays 78-79 for London again. In 30 games, he has 8 goals and 11 assists. Here, that's because he's injured this year. This injury almost ended his whole thing before it got started. Really? Actually, here, a steel rod had to be inserted into the bone to help healing. That's how bad it was. Severe fracture of the femur in his right leg.
Pinning his. Oh my God!
He thought he was fucked. Yeah, he said, "I caught a rut, went into the backboards, and it snapped."
Oh,
went into the boards and it snapped. Oh God, that's so rough.
His foot got stuck in a groove in the ice.
Yep. Shitty ice. Yeah.
Fuck.
They don't take the Zamboni out all the time.
Zamboni doesn't come in between periods.
No, that Hava Nagila is a sweet, soothing tune to a hockey player who's broken his leg from a rut.
We'll do it at the end of the game.
Yeah, he converted to Judaism directly after this.
Yeah.
He said, "You know what? That's a sweet sound. I'm doing it." So he said you could hear it all over the arena. It was awful. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I got back playing a year after that, but the leg didn't feel the same. Mentally, I was down for months, I remember. Those guys, my dad and the trainer, a lot of people, helped me hold on to that dream. Jesus Christ. He said I had just beaten out Wayne Gretzky in the OHL with 72 goals, and then I badly broke a leg. The doctors were setting me up to say that I might not be able to play again, and it was very discouraging.
How about that? He may have been better than Gretzky.
I mean, he had a chance to be, Definitely, you're never going to be the same person after you snap your fucking femur in half. I mean, that's not
athletically, for sure. No,
you can't
that thing's weak forever.
You can't be. It just, even your mind, you can't be. It'd be impossible. He said, I was away from home, going to school, couldn't play, and was going to rehab all the time. But my parents, my host parents, and trainer kept on encouraging me. The big hurdle for me was my first game back a year later playing in Windsor, our huge rival with around 5,000 in the stands. Jesus, this is for a minor league hockey game.
Junior hockey.
That is wild.
5,000.
5,000.
That's amazing. Holy
shit. That's incredible, honestly. That's wild.
I'd lose my mind if 5,000 people came to see it somewhere.
5,000. Our venue in Chicago holds 2,800 this year.
Right.
And we're like, if people show up for that, wow, our heads are going to fucking explode.
Yeah.
By the way, come on down to Chicago there. It's April 12th, or not April, August 12th, I think. Yep. Fill up that joint. But 5,000, holy shit. If you're from Sarnia, you know what? Message us. Yeah. We'll figure something out. We'll get you in there for a discount. If you're from Sarnia and have played junior league hockey and you have proof of that, we're going to figure out a way to get you in at a discount. How's that?
Yeah.
That's the crime and sports small town murder guarantee.
It's our creed.
Goes for any of our shows, actually. You bring us proof of that ahead of time.
Give me your junior hockey league membership card from Sarnia.
Half price on us. Half price. Half price.
Half price on us.
Well, half of it's on us.
Yeah, it just sounds
that's
so
the joke
funny.
part. If I said complimentary, that's just nice. Half price is funny.
Half price on us.
We're really impressed. Half price. How's that? That's So he's doing all this shit. He said, on my third shift, someone nailed me and I got right back up again, and I can still remember that hit. It gave me confidence that I wasn't going to injure it again. Yeah, I guess you'd have to, fall off a horse and hurt yourself and then fall off and not hurt yourself to go.
He'd been in the game 3 times, and then somebody hit him. Took a shot at him. He said, I went 2 drafts without being picked up, probably because of concerns with my leg and my size. He's only 5'10", too. He's not a huge guy. Yeah, he's not a big guy at all. Which, I mean, back then, that's not a lot of guys were 6'3", 6'4", like they are now in the league. Yeah. But he said it was like no one wants to buy a horse with a broken leg. But Lou Nan and the North Stars signed me, and I made the best of it. So
He ends up, he's not selected in the draft in the NHL, like we said, but the Minnesota North Stars pick him up.
Hell yeah.
Back in the day there. That is September 28th, 1979. And they keep him with the Knights for $79.80, like a minor league deal. And he scored 50 goals that year. So 50 goals and 53 assists in 62 games, which is pretty good.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
So in the playoffs, too, he had a lot of goals and assists, so they were like, all right, this he might be good here. So they bring him up to their minor league team, the Oklahoma City Stars.
Oh, they got a... Really?
Wow. 1979-80, Oklahoma City, I can't imagine, was a hotbed for hockey. I just can't imagine.
They got ice in fucking Oklahoma
right?
City?
It's the one rink, and it's there's probably not a lot of stands. His days of playing before 5,000 are over when he gets there, I'm going to say, probably, right?
Probably if you have 500 there.
Yeah, I mean, shit. He had 3 goals and 5 points in six games. Yeah, 6 games. I almost said 66 games. 80-81 season. He spends most of the season with Oklahoma City. He plays in 48 games. He has 32 goals and 57 points.
Okay.
But he gets called up. Like, I don't know if they have like September call-ups in hockey, like in baseball, but he gets called up for, I guess, the last 19 games of the season, of the 80-81 season, and he has 14 goals and 7 assists, which is hell of a way to announce your presence in the league, I think, here.
Sure,
Hi, I'm here. So, that team, the 80-81 team, was a 35, 28, and 17 team. 17
pretty
ties.
good, right?
I think so. Third in the Adams here, which that was a division at the time. And they go to the playoffs because in hockey, it's most of the league goes to the playoffs back then. And now, too. I think it's 16 out of like 28 teams. I don't know how many hockey teams there are. Around 30, I assume. Yeah. They all have around 30 teams, it seems like.
Everything hovers there, yeah.
And then they're always expanding and retracting. So that's what I mean. You lose track of shit. I mean, the Coyotes aren't going to be around much longer, I don't think.
Dude, I am shocked with how much this city hates them.
They hate them. Well, the owner just got arrested now for strangulation. Yeah. Like, what are you kidding me?
Felony
the owner?
strangulation.
Yeah. The fucking. We are going to do a bonus episode about the Coyotes because they've been a huge disaster. When they were downtown, remember they'd go to the playoffs and Keith Tkachuk was there and they'd have the white out. So when they go to the playoffs and everything was fine, everybody would wear the fucking white T-shirts they'd give out and everything. Then they moved out to Peoria or Glendale or whatever the fuck it was, and everyone went, "Are they still in?" No, they left. No. Okay. stopped caring completely. Everyone did. I'm not driving an hour to see that shit. Fuck that.
Now they're playing at the ASU Stadium because they lost their lease in Glendale, so they're They're playing in front of 5,000. It holds 5,000. It's sold out every night because it's only fucking 5,000 for an NHL game. Right.
Yeah. And they should be in an 18,000 seat
right.
fucking place, probably. That's
so
where
they're trying to get
played.
A new arena built out there.
Get the fuck out. No one's building you shit.
Dude,
take a hike.
They are not.
Go.
People are picketing.
Bye. Bye.
Because they want to get some sort of travel tax and shit like that.
Fuck off.
Because we did it for the NFL. We did it for other teams.
Because that's
they make
it does
money,
something.
guys.
And the Super Bowl comes there every 6 years, and it's a huge deal. Yeah, there's a lot. NHL.
The Stanley Cup's not coming here because you suck.
You suck, and you're going to keep sucking because your owner gets arrested for strangulation rather than trying to sign good players.
Right.
That's not good.
Not even in Arizona. Where was he? In Colorado or something?
Yeah, I don't know where he was.
It was somewhere else.
Somewhere, but he got arrested like an idiot. So they go to the playoffs here. They win. They sweep the Bruins in the first round, win 4-1 in 5 games over the Sabres, win in 6 games over Calgary, and go all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Wow.
As a rookie, he goes to the Stanley Cup Finals, but then he runs into, out of the few things I know about hockey, I know the Islanders won 4 straight championships during this time. So you run into them. It was like the Flyers and then them. So the 70s and early 80s were covered by dynasties.
Rangers and the fucking Red Wings. You're not going to beat them.
The Islanders were the big. They were the big team. They were a dynasty in the early 80s. I think they won 4 and then they lost the 5th, I think, to Gretzky.
Are the Rangers not good because of the Islanders? Is that what it is?
No, the Rangers are not good because they're the Rangers. It's just they've never been good. When they won a title in '94, it was the first in 300 years since ice was frozen indoors, I believe.
Since we realized that.
Since they used to play it on little surfboards on their feet on water. I believe it was on water. They used to do it like that. And they were like, this would be much faster if we froze this. This game would be awesome once they got the technology.
There's rocks underneath until spring.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
He made $132,000 this year. So
not bad.
That's great. That's equal to $468,831 US dollars today. So not fucking bad.
Yeah,
it's a good. He's 20. That's awesome. That's great. Fuck. He's got no responsibility. He's 81-82 season. He has a great year here as well. 55 goals and 51 assists that year. Plays the whole season. So I mean, he's a star now. He's an all-star as a matter of fact.
Oh,
so good for him. He's an all-star. In the playoffs, he plays well. 4 games. He has 3 goals and an assist. They lose to the Blackhawks in the first round of the playoffs, though, that year. So he makes $132,000 again. So not bad. 82-83 season. He's again an all-star. 37 goals, 38 assists. Does pretty well. That's good. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I couldn't do that. In the playoffs, 9 games, he does pretty well there. Let's see the playoffs. They beat the Maple Leafs in the first round and then lose to Chicago again in the second round.
Yeah.
Got to beat the Leaves. His team here makes $132,000. He had a $50,000 incentive bonus in his contract if he got 40 goals or 80 points during the regular season. So at least 40 goals or a total of 80 with the goals and assists. He ended up with 37 goals and 75 points. But since he missed 3 games because he was suspended late in the season, the team granted him a 3-game grace period in the first round of the playoffs to meet the bonus objective. Yeah, they were like, we'll give you the extra 3 games.
Yeah.
He didn't get it, though. He didn't get all the way there.
God
so
damn it.
that was kind of sad. Yeah, he missed out on it.
It was very nice of them to try to
That's
help
what I was
him
going to
out.
say. Yeah. That is Minnesota, everybody, right there.
That's as Minnesota nice as
They're
it
like,
gets.
oh, you know what? You did get suspended those 3 games, and that's not really fair to you. They got to get the whole time to give it a good shot. So, you know what? Let's bring it along a bit. Yeah, let's give it one more go. So, that year, he's 38 goals, 33 assists in 83-84 season. Very good, 71 points again. Fuck, he's killing it. This guy's good as shit. He's the best fucking ice skating guinea I've ever heard of.
That's free.
Right? Jesus
Very
Christ.
rare, yeah.
Not a lot of us ice skating.
No.
I'll tell you what, I don't know a lot of ice skating guineas, but
a lot of them
he's
on thin ice, but that ain't it.
I mean, yeah, they might go out on the ice a little bit, but not for these purposes. So 83, 84 playoffs, 16 games because they go all the way to the conference finals before they're swept by Edmonton, which is Gretzky and Messier together. So that's,
what are you going to do? Yeah.
They're the ones who ended up finally beating the Islanders, if I remember correctly, in a finals. I hope I'm getting that right, by the way. If I'm not remembering that, I'm going to feel like a real asshole. So 83, 84, $132,000 again. So they got him locked up pretty good here.
Yeah.
84, 85 in 51 games. He has 15 goals, 17 assists. And the team here, God, the team sucks. They go, check this out. They're 25, 43, and 12. That's their record.
That's embarrassing.
They go to the playoffs.
What?
Yes, that's a playoff record. That's what I mean. You can't have that. This year, we're only having 12 teams in the playoffs. Sorry. That's all.
They lost or didn't win 55 games.
Yeah, or this year we're having less teams. Sorry, you got to be 500 to be in the playoffs. Or close to it. This isn't even close. Even if you add the ties and the ties with the wins, that's still 37 and 43.
That's not good.
That is not good at all. So yeah, they sweep the Blues in the first round. Imagine going to the playoffs, getting swept by a team who's nowhere near 500.
What did the Blues have as a record?
I think they were 12 and fucking 68. 70 or whatever, how many fucking games there are. They lose to Chicago again in the in the next round of the playoffs, though. So that he makes $132,000 that year again. Okay. Man, they got him locked up. Next year, 75 games, 44 goals, and 45 assists. So 89 points, his highest output since 81-82. Doing very well. That's fucking sounds really good to me. The team, 38, 33, and 9. So actually 500. They go to the playoffs and lose to the Blues. Man, who was very angry from last year, losing to a bad team.
We should put less effort in the regular season and then just kick everybody's ass. That's what we should do.
That's what they should do. Well, it seems like, why wouldn't you do that when you can go fucking well under 500 and not make the playoffs? Why would you try that hard during the regular
Who gives
season?
A shit? If
use it as a practice.
Of the Stanley Cup could have 25 fucking wins.
Why
bother putting any effort into this shit?
Yeah, why bother? That's what I mean. It's all that matters is the playoffs, and that's kind of what the NBA is now. That's why they take a lot of time off, because everybody makes the playoffs. If you're 500, you make the playoffs. If you're a decent team, you don't want to burn out in the regular season. You want to have it ready for the playoffs. So October of 1985, there is a little bit of a tragedy going on in his family here. He and his they're talking about him and his teammates are holding a vigil at the Hennepin County Medical Center where his 9-month-old daughter is recovering from serious burns.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jenna Cicerelli, that's his daughter's name, was in satisfactory condition here. This is from the Century Daily Times, is what it is, I swear to God. And it says that during a family gathering Saturday in Ontario, Jenna pulled a pot of boiling water on herself. Oh
no.
Oh, my God.
That's the most horrifying burns to see. Those are so bad.
Oh, man. As both of us as parents just went away from the mic God, Jesus Christ, because it scares the shit out of you.
They scab so bad.
It
looks
fucking
so
horrible.
awful, the poor
my
thing.
God.
I can't imagine the pain that must be.
That's for an 8-month-old. You can't even 9-month-old. You can't even explain it to them.
Wait. How did that kid pull?
I don't know. Maybe it was close in a high chair, possibly, or it couldn't have been walking around pulling pots down. That kid would be she a Sasquatch? No, that's crazy.
The baby from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, what is going on here with that? That's a huge baby.
Yeah.
She was
smoking a stogie and
I was going to say she was going to the beer to get a fridge. And was trying to check on it on the way.
God, that's so scary.
Or going to the fridge to get a beer. Did I say going to the beer to get a fridge?
Whatever.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
You know where it is.
You didn't catch it, so who cares?
They're together.
Yeah, they're together. So they brought in, I guess, an air ambulance, they called it. I guess a medevac type of situation. Brought her to the medical center's burn unit for treatment of 2nd and 3rd degree burns on her chin, neck, chest, and arms.
Oh God.
Poor kid. Dino said This is the most Italian thing I could picture this. He said, if I could let it be me, I would in a second. That's such an Italian dad thing to do. I'd take places with her in a minute. God, please switch us places and put burns upon my face. Burn me, God. Fucking dramatic. He said, quote, she's so small and so helpless, just laying there. 1 minute she'll be laughing and the next minute she'll start crying from the pain. Jesus Christ, that is fucking horrible. He and his wife, Linda, said they feel helpless to help because they can't. They're in the hospital.
What are you gonna do?
Right. He says, quote, all you can do is sit there with her and try to keep her laughing, but it's so depressing because she's so miserable. Holy fuck. Linda's having a hard time trying to swallow everything that's happened. I guess it's part of being a parent. These things happen. But this is our first child, and we're like any other parent. We're scared. Yeah, your first kid. If it was like your fourth, fifth, you're like, I don't know, we'll figure it out.
First kid, and in 9 months you've made what feels like the biggest blunder of your life.
Fucked
You're
it
already
up
a
so
failure.
bad.
Yeah.
We broke it already? Jesus Christ, we can't have nice things.
9 months? That's all we get.
The first kid, you're careful.
Yeah, right.
You're
she's
careful.
barely as old as you carried her for Christ's sake.
Same amount. Yeah, the first kid's the old joke where you're driving 15 miles an hour home from the hospital and all that shit. And that's, you don't want boiling water.
Make a mistake like that, Jesus, that you feel like is your mistake.
That's a fifth kid fuck up right there.
Yeah.
That's a fifth kid fuck up. That is. Because by the fifth kid, you go 15 miles an hour with the first kid. By the fifth kid, you're like, I called you an Uber. You don't even.
Yeah, by the fifth kid, this is the mistake that the first kid made. You blame the first kid for letting this one get hurt.
See that scar all over her? You want to look like that? Well, there's a pot up there. Watch out. All right, there you go. Jesus Christ. So they're scared, obviously. He does say that his daughter is, a tough little girl, and he believes she's handling it well. And the North Stars have told Dino to stay with his family as long as he needs to, and don't worry about it. You're good. You need to stay there a couple weeks. We understand if you miss some games. Again, Minnesota.
Put the ointment on her, and we'll be here when you come back.
Yeah, well, Jesus, you can't leave your wife there with this situation. You gotta hunker down here. He said, quote, I went straight to the hospital, and my wife and I were there every day and every night for 3 weeks. He said, Jesus, man, that is fucking wild. He said, I was a wreck, just sitting there watching her go through so much pain with there being absolutely nothing you could do about it. It just tears your insides away. Yeah. Eventually the hurt was so much, and I couldn't do anything that I decided to come back to the club. But in retrospect, I don't think it was a very good idea. I wasn't very much good for the 5 or 6 games, for the first 5 or 6 games. I don't think I scored my first goal until 18 games into the season.
Oh, my.
Little distracted. Understandable. Understandable.
Yeah.
To be somewhere else, you'd be on the phone constantly with getting updates, and that would be terrible. He said, the doctors tell us that by the time they're finished, you'll have to know she was burned, and we'll have to look for the scars to notice them. Fortunately, none of the water went on her face.
Yeah.
That's a fucking, Jesus Christ, that's lucky. He said, though, quote, I find I appreciate my family all the more now. Well, yeah, once your little girl's melted, you kind of start to... You really start to take stock, you know what I'm saying?
That's a very obvious statement, man. I'm sure you do.
Oh, Jesus, man. When I go home, I'll be much more aware of her.
Yeah.
Be much more aware of where the pots are boiling. And
remember last time we weren't aware?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. We realized that it could have been a whole lot worse, and we have so much to be thankful for. No shit. She had skin grafts and ended up recovering beautifully.
Wow.
Girl. So, yeah, good for her. Man, that's a fucking horrible thing to have happen.
Oh,
holy shit. So he makes $132,000 though again, so good for him. 86.
All of that gone to skin grafts.
I was going to say skin grafts what do they cost? What's a skin graft go for nowadays? 133 grand. 86, 87, he plays in 80 games, 52 goals, 51 assists. So he's back at that point.
Yeah.
He's back and ready to go. Minnesota actually doesn't make the playoffs. Holy shit. They're one of the 4 teams in the league who didn't make the playoffs. They were 30, 40, and 10, and it didn't quite cut it. So no good. He makes $132,000.
Wow.
They got him signed long fucking term here, boy.
Exact same pay, no raise.
Shit. 87, 88, 67 games played here, 41 goals, 45 assists. He's fucking nasty, man. Yeah. He really is nasty. That team goes, wow, what a terrible team. 19, 48, and 13. And they made the playoffs.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. They didn't make the playoffs. No.
19 wins.
19 wins. They're terrible. November 25th, 1987, during this season. So Dino has a good season, but he's had an interesting little thing that happened here on this day on November 25th, 1987, right around Thanksgiving. This is from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. He was arrested this week for indecent exposure.
What? Why is
unexpected?
Why is his dick out?
Why, sir? Can we? Hey, Dino. Excuse me. You come here for a minute, buddy.
Indecent exposure. You know what it is when it's a dude.
It's got to be his dick. Nothing else is indecent. You can walk around with your shirt off all you want. It's your dick's out.
The man's dick was out.
Here's the question, though. Was it out at somebody or just in general? Because that's a big difference.
Yeah. Was there an emergency? Did he have to pee? Is it one of those?
Because we saw a dick in Portland the other day.
Sure did. Yeah.
48 hours ago, Jimmy and I were looking at a penis together.
I've never wanted to not see a dick more.
We looked and we were like, oh, his dick is out. We should let's go inside. Let's let him deal with this alone.
He was peeing like everybody that's ever been to a really bad bar in a really bad neighborhood has seen the man pee with his forehead on the wall.
Yep.
And he was
to
forehead on a brick wall.
Yep. It's one of those pisses.
At his sides.
I've then seen people fall asleep in that position as well. So
that's frightening.
We've all been there for that one.
Thankfully, it was raining, so it washed right into our shoes.
Jesus Christ, man. That is so you gotta wonder.
Yeah.
Is it an aggressive thing, or was his? I mean, really, your dick shouldn't be out in public at all. But was it a piss, or was it like, "Hey, look at my cock, lady"? You know what I mean? One of those. There's a huge difference.
Entirely different.
This apparently was an ongoing situation. This wasn't a one-time his dick's out thing. He was arrested at his home based on observations of a city police officer.
Oh,
your dick's out in front of a cop, you really got problems. Your dick should always be away.
And there's a situation where a cop was intimidated enough to wait and follow.
Well, it's Captain Jim Clark said this in the release. He said, quote, the officer had been observing him due to complaints of previous indecent exposure. So the neighbors had been complaining, so they were like, we'll keep an eye on him and see if he takes his cock out, and he does.
What?
That's not okay. And they said that this indecent exposure had been witnessed by a female resident of the neighborhood here. So his dick's out around ladies who, you don't take your dick out around ladies. That's not cool.
What's going on, man?
Unless they ask you to, and then by all means, unfurl. But unsheath yourself at that point. But until then,
give it a minute.
Let's keep it in the holster, fellas. You know what I'm saying? He said the case has been forwarded to the city lawyer for issuance of a formal complaint. They said, well, what happened here? They asked the North Stars, here's your buddy here. What's going on? And they said that they, quote, have no comment at this point regarding Dino Ciccarelli's legal problems. That's it. Silver.
Problems. What about his cock out? Do you have any comment on that?
What about the things about his cock out? He's like, well, his daughter was burned very badly. Yeah, but his dick was out. Yeah, but that was really, maybe that's why. It was very, very traumatic for him.
Maybe she was trying to get away.
Yeah, right. He's trying to pull it onto that. He was arrested after he was observed nude outside of his house. And this was a multiple-time thing, like we said. The accounts were conflicting, but according to one of his neighbors, he was fond of wandering around his yard in just a sweatshirt and socks, if that.
What? How are you fond of that?
Fucking Donald Duck? No, right. You can't do that. You can't walk around with just a shirt and shoes on. That's not okay.
Sweater and socks.
No. You can skip the socks and the sweater and just have pants on. You can trade in 2 for 1. That's ridiculous. One part of your body needs to be covered, and that's your cock and balls.
How are you fond of that? How do you put that outfit on and then open the door and be fond of that?
I don't understand how you'd be like, well, my balls are out, and I like to feel the nice outdoor breeze on it.
This feels better.
Well, and you're wearing a sweatshirt, so here's my theory, okay? Either it's hot outside, and you're doing some sort of self-regulation where, you're wearing the sweatshirt, but that's only because you're getting a big cooling mechanism from the bottom part of you, or it's chilly out, and you're like, ooh, it's chilly, better put on a sweatshirt, but your balls don't get cold. Because he has socks on, too, which tells me it's a little chilly.
Yeah, the ground's cold.
It's not like a summertime where he's just going out there in his underwear, out in a bathing suit or something.
Why would you protect your feet and nipples, but not your fucking balls?
Not your cock and balls and asshole and taint.
It's the most vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, any animal could come up and just peck his asshole out. You don't know. You have no idea what's going to happen out there.
The most susceptible to weather and injury. You have it all out.
Injury and legal action as well. So things of both nature and man-made structure are all in a mess here.
Scared to death.
Now, they asked Dino about it. He finally has a comment, and he said, listen, the reports are greatly exaggerated, basically, of me always walking around with my cock out outside. That's not right. He said it was a one-time thing.
Oh.
He was just investigating a noise he heard coming from the garage.
All right.
So he was inside of his house.
Yeah.
With, by the way, a 2-year-old daughter at this point.
I did say that I have
daughter.
A little more heightened awareness around my daughter.
Yeah.
If I hear a noise, I might just start running.
For some reason, his dick is out around the house, around a child. I don't know if the kid's home or not. I'm not going to say that. But seems like it's a habit for him to not have pants on in his home. Which, you know what? There's plenty of nudist people out there. I'm not going to, whatever you're into. I don't give a fuck. But once you hear a noise, you know what you do? Next to the garage, next to all exits, just have a pair of pants there, just like a Speedo. Yeah, just a Speedo, something you can throw on real quick. Even if it's just like a Velcro skirt to wrap around yourself, like a fireman, exactly. Have your gear, maybe have it like that so you can just step right into the pants and go, so you're quick. I don't care. Have a setup, an apparatus.
They're easy. The fireman ones just have suspenders. No zipper,
Boom.
no belt, nothing. Just
step right into them, pow. Something. Step outside. But if your balls are out, that's more important than the noise that's outside.
Yes.
Put them away.
Also, you're going to go investigate with your balls out? Why are you doing that?
That's the other thing. Is that where you want to confront trouble?
Not me.
Best case scenario, it's like an animal or something, which I don't want my dick out around an animal. And worst case, it's somebody who's broken into your house, and now you have to enter combat with your balls flopping around like Eastern promises. I don't want that either. So,
how impressingly threatening is his penis that's the weapon?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just got a fucking hammer down there.
And he's like, it's going to scare him.
If he hears a noise, he takes his pants off and he goes out. Is there a problem? And people go, Jesus, no, I guess not. Never mind. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, because if you broke into someone's house and just a monstrously huge dong came at you, you might be like, holy shit, it's distracting. It would be enough to take you off your mission anyway.
It'll give the person whose dick is out a couple extra seconds.
Exactly, where people will be like, God damn.
Oh, what is that?
Don't use that on me, I hope.
Hey
now. So, he pleads innocent to 2 counts of indecent exposure in this whole deal here. He enters the pleas after he waived his first appearance in court and said, I'm there for the pleas. And they said he just had a sweatshirt on. January 6th, 88, so during this whole thing, while this is going on in the courts, he also, a rookie defenseman named Luke Richardson had cross-checked him along the boards.
Oh, boy.
Which is going to piss off a veteran player a lot.
God damn it, Luke.
So he got minor penalties for slashing and roughing, and apparently Cicerelli said he'd been hit a few times after the whistle by this asshole, too, so he was a little bit pissed off. So with about 3 minutes left in the second period, Cicerelli, quote, hit Richardson on the side of the head and neck, then on the top of the helmet before missing with a third swipe of his stick.
Oh, my.
He beat him with his stick repeatedly, not just once. We've all seen the McSorley hit, and he falls down, knocks the guy out. That was a shot. He repeatedly beat this man with a stick like Joe Pesci. He went full fucking Pesci in Casino here.
Neck and then on top of the head and then tried to get him a third time and missed?
And hit him, I guess swipe top of the helmet before missing with a third swipe.
Got it, yeah.
And then he started yelling, "You hear a little fucking girl, Ace? Huh? Where's the fucking tough guy that told my friend to go fuck himself, huh? He's sticking up his fucking ass. Where's the fucking tough guy now?" That's what he said. He's just beating him with a stick. We were just talking about Casino before the episode.
What a movie.
Sorry. Great shit. So, he received a major penalty for high sticking and a match penalty for deliberate attempt to injure.
Or
yes.
better known as assault.
Better known as assault with a deadly weapon, honestly. It's a fucking
right.
stick with a fucking
hook on the
pretty
end.
nasty
sickle.
part on the end.
It's a fucking wooden sight.
It's called a blade, you know? So they gave him that gave the Leafs a 6-minute power play where they scored twice and tied the game. So didn't help there either. Minnesota's assistant coach said, if the referee won't help him, Dino has to help himself. He did what he had to do to protect himself. Okay. He was getting hit late and he got cross-checked and it was like, motherfucker, this is how we handle that here.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That guy won't do it again, probably.
Probably.
Cicerelli later on says, quote, the same guy got me twice. He stuck me in the neck, then cross-checked me into the boards, and nothing gets called. If the officials call everything and call it early, then this stuff doesn't happen. So there you go. I would say. Also, he said the coach told him, Dino, do what you have to do. So he said, I'm going to go fuck that guy up. And he said, you got to fuck him up. You got to fuck him up. It was they also called it the worst stick swinging display that he had seen in Maple Leaf Gardens in at least 2 decades, the coach said. So it's not great.
Cross-check me, going to find me in a real bad mood.
Yep. Dino, the coach said, quote, Dino wasn't right by any means, but it wasn't as bad as I was led to believe. Oh, the commissioner said that. It was his first stick offense, and it was provoked. However, though, he does receive a 10-game suspension.
Wow.
He says it was apparent that through anger he lost control, and although no serious injury resulted, his actions were potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
If he hit him once, fine, because he cross-checked me, but it's repeatedly trying to beat the guy. He went full...
He was trying to injure him.
Yeah. He was like fucking Sonny Corleone beating up his brother-in-law for smacking his sister around. You know, that's
not going to stop.
Can't do that. That's not going to work. So he said, Cicerelli said the suspension was a little severe, but he said, quote, if this is what it takes for the league to clean things up, then I'll accept it. But he said, sure, I overreacted, but I'm not going to have my career end because someone does that to me. It was a buildup of a lot of guys slashing me and running me. I'm a little guy, 5'10", 180, and I'm not going to fight. My only self-defense is to keep my stick in my hands, and that's what I did. If the officials don't protect me, I have to protect myself.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a scorer and assister and a small guy. He's the guy that the enforcers protect. And why is the guy, this is what I don't understand, why is whoever the guy is on their team, whose job it is to make sure shit like that doesn't happen, why is he having to do, you never saw Wayne Gretzky have to beat somebody with a stick because he always had fucking, McSorley or somebody like that watching his back that would do it for him. That's why you have that guy. So your goal scorer doesn't get suspended for 8 fucking games, your thug does. That's the point. That's why you have an enforcer.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages. on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
Fuck, who was their enforcer? I don't know back then, but they really need one.
I would have no fucking clue.
If I was that ownership, the first thing I would do right then is go, who's the fucking, meanest guy we can get?
Yeah.
To protect him, because this is ridiculous.
We clearly need one because we don't have one.
Yeah, our guy had to fucking go Joe Pesci on him to make a point. So they said, obviously, this is the team. Obviously, it hurts us, but it's one of those things we have to accept. Dino can't let it, and the hockey club can't let it get the best of us. We have to accept it, and everybody will have to pick up the slack. Yeah. All right. But the police also issue a warrant for his arrest on assault charges following the stick swinging incident.
They are going on assault, huh?
They do that, yes. During the game there, he did all of that, blah, blah, blah. And they announced that the league would suspend him for 10 games. And then the police said they will try to arrest Ciccarelli when Minnesota goes to Toronto for the February 24th game. If he's not with the team, he'll be arrested and held for a court appearance the next time he comes to Toronto. So he goes to Toronto, he's going to fucking get arrested. They said, quote, we have officers at Maple Leaf Gardens, and if we feel the assault is a little more than what falls under the guidelines of a bit of a scuffle in a hockey game, we do conduct investigation, and we try to speak to the Crown Attorney. In the Ciccarelli case, there was a weapon used, which was a hockey stick that was used to hit the man in the head. Yeah, I mean, that's makes sense. It's an assault charge. He said, Dino said, quote, if it happens again, I'll do the same thing.
Oh, my God. He's learned no lessons.
Well, no, he said, don't fuck with me. Don't cross-check me. You fuck with me, I'm going to fucking hit you in the head with a stick. I don't care.
I suppose
you have to do that.
Will get people to stop, yeah.
Yeah, you can't say, oh, okay, you can hit me again now and take cheap shots at me because I'm, thoroughly chastened. No.
And if it happens again, you'll be coming out of your coma right when I come out of jail.
I was going to say, and I'll fucking come down there and I'll bust your fucking head wide open again.
He's not playing. He's stupid.
I'll go to jail. I'm stupid. That's my business. That's my business.
It's amazing.
He said that he swung his stick like a baseball bat right over my head, is what the other player said. He hit me in the head 2 or 3 times. It sort of stunned me. Well, yeah, no shit. He's got hit in the head 3 times with a hockey stick, stupid. So that's wild. He said, this is Ciccarelli, quote, I don't understand. Well, let's do it in their own words for this. What do you say?
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on with that. I think he needs it in their own words here. He says, quote, in their own words, I don't understand it. Hundreds of things like this have happened before. Why now? Oh, I could have seen if the guy was hurt, but if I wanted to hurt him, I could have hurt him. I don't see what the police have to do with none of this. I don't consider it serious. They've arrested a lot of guys in Toronto over the years, and nothing's ever happened.
Oh, okay.
I'll be out on the street in 5 minutes. Come for me. Let's go. I'll be out on the street before dinner, pal. I'll be eating linguine and clams before you even know it, buddy. You don't even know nothing about it.
Right about the time I get out.
Right about the time I get out of jail, you'll be coming out of your coma, hopefully. So January 28th, 1988, he is going to plead guilty for indecent exposure.
Okay, we still got that one.
we still got his dick out to deal with before we deal with him beating a man's head in with a stick. Under the plea agreement, a second count of indecent exposure was dismissed, and he will be placed on probation for 1 year and ordered to complete counseling as well, which I believe, Dino, why is your dick out all the time? Put your dick away.
I feel like that is the more, the bigger
That's
penalty.
The pressing
You've
matter.
got to talk to somebody else about this.
They should come to his house, advise him about some safety pants by the door, Just throw them on, buddy.
That's the embarrassing part. Fuck probation to go see somebody from time to time. You got to talk to somebody face to face and discuss the incident.
And if he fails to do that, he could be sentenced to 90 days in jail.
Oh.
So he's got He's got to do it.
Yeah.
The charge to which he pleaded guilty will be dismissed and the offense expunged if he's not arrested or convicted in any similar offenses as well.
Okay.
So they're cutting him some slack here in Minnesota. Jesus, that's fucking funny. I love how they had a surveillance team set up to look for his dick.
And he's saying it's only one time, but why would there be a surveillance team if it's
there
not?
was a team of Dino Pecker watchers. There's a team of guys going, when he comes out with that dick out, boy, we swoop in.
Keep an eye out for the chicharella.
Yeah, keep an eye out for his little chicharelli. That's what he calls it. So that is fucking wild. I guess a neighbor said that she had seen it. She'd seen him expose himself at least 4 times in the previous month when she had driven by the house. He's had his dick out. In a month. 4 times in a month. Hi. This happened in November in Minnesota, too.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold as shit out there.
Your dick is not going to look impressive in November in Minnesota with it out. It's just
you
not.
Don't want that out.
No, it's not like you're showing off at that point. I don't care who you are. It's going to be fucking. It's going to like a turtle. It's going to be.
It's got to be incredible in summer.
Retracted. Oh, in the summer it's swinging all over the place, but in the winter. You're going to have to find it.
Just a robin's egg sitting there.
You have to coax him out. So the defense lawyer says he only pleaded guilty because he wants to move on with his life. That's it. And they said he's not going to dwell on it. His lawyer said, quote, it would be a waste of his time and my time and the court's time to dwell on this issue. Let's forget it ever happened. What do you say?
Let's not talk about my dick anymore.
Let's not talk about Dino's dick anymore. That is fucking amazing. They asked the North Stars, any comment? And they said, no. We're gonna,
not a word.
We sidestepped this whole incident. Not going to do that.
I'd rather not.
No, we're good. You know what? No. August 25th, 1988 is his whole court for his stick swinging incident here. He's had a dick swinging incident and a court swing and a stick swinging incident.
Swings everything, this guy.
Swinging everything. So he said, quote, if he gets 1 day in jail, this is the who is this? Ron of Los Angeles. Okay, of the another team. He says if he gets 1 day in jail, I know about 12 guys who should get life. So they're like, this is a normal thing that happens. But they're trying to set a precedent here. He's convicted on assault charges stemming from this. So he's actually convicted. And they said, the one guy, the hockey league guy said, quote, if they're going to set a precedent, they should get the right guys. They should get the guys who instigate that sort of thing. So, he spent less than 2 hours in jail before being released when notice of appeal was filed. And he said, quote, it was okay at the courthouse because they put me in the women's cell and I was the only one there. But it was a little scary in there, he said. He said the fellow inmates were real nice when they learned who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, I ended up signing autographs. I asked some for paper and a guard gave me some. He just pushed it through the bars. Actually, the police were pretty friendly toward me.
Okay.
Yeah. He said, maybe I overreacted, is what he said. Quote, but there's been more severe cases. I just think the judge wanted to use me as precedent. But if I'm going to be an example, then the NHL is going to have to step in and stop all the fighting and stick swinging. So, yeah. He said, this is ridiculous. He gets released from jail. He goes to a hotel and flies back to Minneapolis. And, so 10-game suspension. It's fucking silly. He said his agent said, you have to eliminate stick swinging. I think most people agree fighting is going to happen in hockey and nothing is going to happen with fighting unless it's premeditated. But if you raise your stick, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
That makes sense. He later says, though, he's pissed off. He said, quote, they don't show you the clips before it happened and what set me off. Luke Richardson's 6'5" and I'm 5'10", and he cross-checked me right about the hockey pants. And I thought I broke my ribs, like where they come up to, I guess, because they come up to rib height. I looked over at the referee and there was no call on the play. I guess the Italian blood came out of me. I approached him and we got our sticks up. I learned to survive with that kind of size difference. You have to be tough and you have to keep your stick up because these guys are going to take liberties on you. Oh, is what he said after that.
Cross-check is when you take the stick in both hands and push it, right?
Use it as
put it right in his gut.
In his ribs, yeah. So he said that hurt, so he fucking whacked him. He said, I went overboard a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You insulted him a little bit, he said. That's. I went overboard a little bit, but that's how you get respect in this league. It's about respect, Jimmy. It's about respect.
Sometimes you got to call a guy a mutt.
Jesus Christ. Why does it have to be so stereotypical? Dino! Oh, why?
Yeah, he runs with
it. Why?
He embraces it.
Why does it have to be so stereotypical? Everything he's saying is things I was saying as a joke. Jesus Christ. That's how you get respect in this league, let me tell you. If the same play happened again, I would do the same thing again. Okay. He said, guys learned to leave me alone because they know I wasn't going to be intimidated. He said it was a media circus and I didn't really care. I was sentenced to a day in jail, but I spent just 2 hours in there signing autographs and they let me go. I'm free. Look at that.
Celebrity in there.
I'm free, Ma. I'm free every morning, but every morning I'm free. I get a nice one every night, Ma, but in the morning I'm free. So he's free.
Just settle down, Dino.
So let's just settle down. Yeah, I want you to settle down. So 87, 88, he makes $210,000. So good for him. He apparently gets married. Okay. He and Linda weren't married before. We had the baby with. They're just living together. He gets married, and his agent said, Dino's a happily married man. He and Linda Cicerelli tied the knot in 88. However, the family likes to keep their married life away from the public.
Yeah.
Listen, this is private.
Yeah.
Hey, back up over
none
there.
Of your
Jesus,
business.
He's such a stereotype. It's none of your business. Calm down. Why don't you mind your fucking business? How many kids you have? Why don't you mind your business, all right? It's a personal, private matter, I don't think.
Well, what do you care?
What do you care? Huh? What are you doing? 88, 89 with Minnesota, he starts out with, but he's traded in the middle of the year.
Okay.
March 7th, 89, he's traded to the Washington Capitals. So, gone. Total that year, 76 games, 44 goals, 30 assists. So, still has a damn fine year, but he's traded. The Capitals that year go to the playoffs. They're 41, 29, and 10, first in their division.
Yeah.
So looks good, but they lose in the first round of the Flyers.
Oh, no.
None of it matters. 88, 89, he was holding out during training camp this year, and he doesn't sign till 2 days before training camp, where he signs a 4-year contract with the Minnesota North Stars again.
What?
Yeah, the Capitals got him for half. They gave up 2 players to get him for half a season.
Oh, and they were doing great. They just wanted to get a new guy, another guy that was great. Yeah,
somebody to put him over the top,
make a playoff charge, and
lost in the first round of the playoffs. Yep, and then lost him. Yep, he signs a 4-year contract with the North Stars, worth $325,000 per season, and has a bunch of bonuses as well.
Okay,
so damn good for that time. That's $804,000 now. So not bad. 89-90 here for is he in Washington now? I thought he got traded back to Minnesota. Signed a 4-year contract with the North Stars in 88-89. Oh, that was before the season. Okay, I messed up.
And then they traded
he signed
him
with them,
that?
then because he's already signed for 3 years. That makes sense. So he's in Washington. I apologize, Washington fans.
Okay.
Capital fans there. So 80
DC,
games played.
Right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Capitals.
Capitals. DC. 80 games he plays, 41 goals, 38 assists. So not bad. He's had a good year here. The Capitals go to the playoffs. They're under 500, but they go to the playoffs.
Of course they do.
They beat the Devils, then the Rangers. So after they've ruined most of the metropolitan New York area's season here, they get swept by Boston.
Ouch.
So, there you go. May 20th, 1990, or May 12th, 1990. I apologize. By the way, here's an article from the Anniston Star, our friends over there at the Anniston Star.
Down there in Alabama?
Down there in Alabama here, through the New York Times service, but there it is. Apparently, the U.S. Attorney's Office is investigating charges that 4 members of the Washington Capitals subjected a 17-year-old girl to rape and sodomy.
Oh, God.
In a limousine in Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. It'd be so much harder to do that if your dick was put away.
Right.
That's the thing that...
He fits in real well in D.C. with all the perverts.
Oh, my God. The girl filed charges with the D.C. police, who reportedly found reason to believe that a crime had occurred.
Good for her.
Lieutenant said there's evidence of sexual activity.
The police, and she's 17, so none of them should be fucking having sex with her, no matter what, no matter how much she wants to.
Zero evidence of this. There should be none.
Nope. Well, if there was any evidence, it should be from about 2.5 minutes of sexual activity with another 17-year-old, not some fucking hockey player. That would be it. So the police said the girl told them she'd been talking to some of the players at a team party in a Georgetown bar. Why is she at a team party? Why? Who let her in?
Right.
Who said, let's let fucking young... This is why it's so much... Because I know why. Because I've been a bouncer before. I've seen bouncers not ID girls that are attractive. That's why. They don't fucking care. They want attractive girls in a bar. So there you go.
She probably does not look 17.
Which is no excuse. They should fucking ID her here, so she's not hanging around.
I'm just saying that when you're inside, she probably fits in. But at the door with that plastic thing in her pocket that says junior at a high school, because she probably doesn't... Jesus
her fucking
Christ.
high school ID in her pocket. She just got there from field hockey practice, so she's a little late to the party. So they said that 4 Capitals, or I guess... Cicerelli's the one who started this. Dino grabbed her by the arm and pulled her out of the building, she said. Mm-hmm. Dino, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm happy he didn't hit her with a stick, but I don't know what's going to happen now. She said he forced her into a limousine that was parked in the alley behind the bar.
Yeah.
Another player was already inside the car, and then 2 other players came in the car after as well. Yeah. The U.S. Attorney's Office is considering whether to present the evidence to a grand jury, and an official who noted that rape was, or an official noted that rape's a hard crime to prove. They said that in the newspaper.
Good Lord.
He said that only after being promised anonymity.
Oh?
That's fucking amazing. He said, I'll give you a quote, but you can't quote me.
As long as you don't use my name, I'll say this.
And he said, well, rape's an awful hard crime to... Wow. That's
a terrible thing to say.
Oof. The accused players are Cicerelli, Jeff Courtnall, Neil Sheehy, and Scott Stevens. We've talked about Scott Stevens before. So they said that, lawyers for Courtnall and Cicerelli didn't return any messages there. Mm-hmm. And the owner of the Capitals, Jesus Christ, this guy's he's unavailable, this guy. Oh. He said unavailable for comment right now. But the spokesperson for the Capitals said they had no comment also. So at least they're not sweeping it under the rug
consistent.
Here. Wow. They canceled after this, they canceled a salute to the Capitals celebration fucking scheduled for the next day.
That salute's going to be a middle finger.
Oh my God. Jesus. The police said the girl told them she'd been invited to the party by Sheehy. And so she didn't even sneak in, she said. She got invited. A player invited a 17-year-old to the party. She had been accompanied by several friends. And wow, that is...
gross.
That is fucking something here. They said, because it's a juvenile and a sex offense, we're very careful about what information we give out. Our investigators have presented the facts to the U.S. Attorney's Office. We turned the case over to the U.S. Attorney's Office to save the victim from telling her story twice. They will decide whether there's any prosecutorial merit. Wow.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay. May 8th, 1990. Another player, Nick Kyprios, here. Kyprios, yeah, that's how you say it, I believe. Kyprios, he said that he saw this.
He watched it happen?
They have a witness now. That's not great here. This is, man, Jesus Christ. He says that he saw the limo incident. He said that he witnessed several of his teammates struggling with a 17-year-old girl.
Oh, my God.
Struggling. This is like a physical... That's
Somebody's
disturbing.
Holding her down.
That's disturbing.
My God.
4 hockey players are going to run a forcible train on a junior in high school. That's disturbing.
Hey, boy.
Join in on a rape train, the rape train.
Oh,
what the fuck, man?
This guy saw it?
You can't do that.
He saw him
He said
do
he saw it. He's the left winger of the team here. And he said he briefly stepped into the limousine but quickly exited when he saw the woman struggling with the other players. Rather than going, hey, why are you raping that girl?
Why don't you stop this? This is terrible.
I feel like if you go, hey, stop raping her, that would probably make them at least pause for a moment. Maybe the girl can crawl out of the fucking limo here. You know these guys. It's not like you were like, oh, you walk down an alley and there's 4 dangerous people with their fucking switchblades out, and you go, oh, I'm going to back away from this and go call the cops. Like, these are your teammates.
Yeah.
Hey, Dino, stop put your dick away. What the fuck, man? Another Capitals player, right-wing Steve Leach, he told investigators that he dated the alleged victim. Why are they hanging out with 17-year-olds?
Why are they saying worse things?
Why do they keep saying worse? They raped a 17-year-old, then it gets worse, is what they're saying. Yeah. That's what the headline of the story should be.
But don't worry, there's more disgusting details to come.
Oh, my God. It's like a rape tooth. It's got a deep root.
We invited her and a bunch of her other adolescent girlfriends to come along. And also, she's his ex-girlfriend.
High school friends. Yeah.
Why is she his
Come
ex-girlfriend?
on. What is happening here? He said that he dated her before, and she called him later on in the day to tell him about what happened in the limousine. Hey, your teammates fucking raped me, apparently.
Yeah.
She told police and him that 4 of the players participated in raping and sodomizing her.
Golly.
Think about this.
Oh, my God.
This is right from the newspaper. Inside the limo, parked right outside the Champion Sports Bar.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. That is fucking disturbing. And you can hear the warrant playing in there and shit. You're like, this is awful.
In D.C., where there are so many women that'll buy the, you know what I mean? What?
This is a town. This is
full of people willing to do this.
This is prostitute mecca over here. You could buy
anything.
Any kind of woman you want, and they're discreet and everything else. These politicians would be completely fucked if this industry didn't exist. So
these women will do it with a smile, not
absolutely
not struggling to get free. This is terrible, and you're ruining somebody.
You could find out what kind of weird butthole play the Premier of China likes at the same time. It'll be a lot of fun.
This poor girl's gonna have so much damage.
So much damage. So no charges have been filed yet, and team officials have certainly declined to comment on the incident. They're like, no, again, it happens. They interviewed a 22-year-old named Charisse Mayo who went to the Champions with her that night.
Okay.
And she said that she spoke to her the next morning and accompanied her to the hospital where she was examined. Yeah. Mayo's a waitress who works with the 17-year-old girl at a sports bar in Fairfax. That's how she knows these guys.
Yep.
Fairfax, Virginia. She works at a sports bar. Mm-hmm. This is why you can't have a 17-year-old working in a fucking bar at night. This is bad news here. Told, by the way, there's laws trying to be passed right now for it to be legal in, I think it's Iowa and a couple other Midwestern states, for 15 to 17-year-olds to work behind the bars at places. Behind the bars.
You got
yes. Because you should have drunkards hitting on 15-year-olds.
Right.
That's going to be 16-year-olds. That's going to be terrific for everything. This is why you shouldn't have that happen. People in those fucking states. Jesus Christ. So, they really want child labor to come back in the Midwest.
They need it.
In the South. They love it. Yeah, they really want it for some reason. That's where all these laws are being proposed, a bunch of them right now. So don't fucking blame me if you're mad at that. So Washington Post, this woman told the Washington Post that she had made arrangements to go with her friend to Champions that night for the party. She said that the 17-year-old picked her up at the restaurant she worked at 9:30, and Mayo said that they arrived at Champions at about 10. Mayo said once inside the bar, she showed her ID, and her friend explained that she didn't have her ID with her, but she knows a bunch of the players, so obviously she's fine.
Yeah.
And they let her in.
That's how. Hey, Dino, they're harassing me about it. Oh, she's with us. Don't worry about it.
No, she's cool. Yeah, I dated her. That's my ex-girlfriend. Come on. Holy balls. No 17-year-old should say about a hockey player, that's my ex-boyfriend.
No,
that's
never. No.
Really disturbing.
Especially one that's in the show. Like, I can see one in the junior hocky league, that's my ex-boyfriend, but
that's fine.
Playing in the
if
NHL.
You're on this show? No. Never mind that show. This show. Fuck that. So Mayo said that after about 2 hours, the pair split up and then didn't talk again until the next morning during the employees' meeting at the bar they worked at. Yeah. And she said that the players offered her a ride to her car in the limo. That's why she got in it. She said, they said, yeah, we'll give you a ride to your car. And she said that in her account that
Stephen stepped out of the limo and ordered the limo driver to get out and be a lookout for the 4 players, too.
That is kidnapping.
Yeah, and they should fucking be... If they charge them, they should charge this limo driver, too. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if that's your job or not. You don't fucking let people be raped. That's not part of your job. If you get fired, I have a feeling you have recourse for that. So, yeah, they fired me because they think I should let people be raped in the car, and I was against it. So that's... Please. So this gets a lot of attention for a minute here, obviously. But he gets lucky. Dino and the other players get really lucky because apparently this was a huge story, obviously, as you can imagine, 4 local fucking huge athletes raping a teenager. But then the drug trial of Mayor Marion Barry pops up.
Oh, thanks a lot, you crackhead.
Where the mayor's smoking crack there. And that kind of knocks it off the front page, and it becomes way less of a big deal. So they got lucky about that one. You know, they're like, phew.
And then they reelected him. Is that right?
And then, later, a couple years later, they reelected him. He came back and was like, I'm clean now. America loves a recovery. We love it more than anything.
We love to tear them down and then watch them climb the fucking steps.
Build them up, tear them down, because how much that shows we have the power. We can build you up, tear you down. Then, you know what? Even if you're in the gutter, we can pick you up, polish you off, and fucking stick you back out there again. That's how much power we have. Look at Brendan Fraser. Pulled him right out of a fucking gutter.
That you put him in.
Fatten up, Tubby. Let's go, motherfucker. Here's your Oscar. Get the fuck out of here. See how we did that? Aren't we amazing? That's what people do. They love it here. So this obviously pissed people off. About 50 protesters showed up to protest the Capitals games, calling themselves the Outraged Women of Washington was their title, I guess. I feel like 50 is a little light for this, right? I feel like
wow.
There should be a...
Is that the name of it?
Ow. Ow. Yeah.
Outraged
I think it's
women.
more like James Brown, like, ow.
Okay, you don't have the of O. It's OWW. Is that what you think?
Yeah, those are the capitalized ones.
Ow. That's
Ow.
That's exactly what she said, I'm sure.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's rough. So I'm surprised there's only 50 people there.
Especially there. Yeah, they love to picket shit.
That's what I mean. But there's more to picket there.
That seems like the thing to picket.
But you're going to be low on the picket, scale in Washington. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're talking about like nuclear weapons and fucking things like that. And then you're like, this girl at the bar, it's terrible. But when we're talking about world destruction,
we have a hockey team.
Yeah. Also, do we have a hockey team? So these women were protesting the sports bar champions there, and they say that they were upset about the treatment of the case and the lack of outrage from people as well. Which, that sounds really fair. The public director of the team said, "We're going on with business as usual." Okay.
How do you not pause?
They said it's too early to tell whether the allegations against the players will have any impact on next season's ticket sales.
That's not what we asked.
Wow. He said, quote, "We've had a lot of letters, a lot of calls from fans and season ticket holders who are concerned about the situation. There have been comments from people who've said, 'We've heard what has happened. Is this true? What's going on?' But most of them end up saying, 'When will the team be saying something?' and then just keeping their tickets." Wow. They don't care. They ask questions, though. June 30th, 1990, the grand jury declines to indict any of them.
Holy.
None of them. They voted not to indict one of these people. They all denied her accusations or kept silent. Some of them just pled the fifth. And at the grand jury thing there, and I guess originally they didn't make any. Some of them made statements, some of them didn't. They said that the grand jury decision hinged on, quote, the girl's credibility.
Oh,
never mind the witness, who's a fucking another hockey player, who said, I opened a fucking limo door and went, oh, don't want to go in there. Right. Someone's being raped.
Right.
What about him? They probably said, well, he didn't stay long enough to really see what was going on. I guarantee you.
He just sees a woman squirming.
Well, two guys hold down her shoulders. That's great.
I've had a woman squirm that was enjoying it before, James. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what she's into. What a fucking mess. Holy shit. They said that the authorities were certain there had been sexual activity in that limousine, but the grand jury did not believe that she was forced to have sex with the players. That's what it was. She comes out and makes a statement here, too. She was obviously upset with the grand jury vote. She said, I'm not finished with it yet. I'm not going to give up. So I guess she's going to sue them now. She'd have to do here. The owner of the Capitals said, quote, although there was no criminal activity involved in the incident, we realize there's been substantial damage to the image of the Washington Capitals organization within the community. We deeply regret this situation, and we do not condone or excuse the conduct of the players involved and their failure to appreciate the responsibility they have to shoulder as role models for young people.
What a terrible way to
What a terrible statement.
From beginning to end, there was no criminal activity. You don't know that. There just wasn't anything that they could be charged
they were
with.
Indicted on, for Christ's sake.
Asshole.
This is, wow. Wow. If you have any sack as a fucking owner.
I could never be that.
If 4 of your fucking players, I don't even care if it was voluntary, if they pulled a fucking drunk 17-year-old girl into a fucking limousine and had sex with her, all those players are off my fucking team.
Yeah.
Period.
Goodbye.
I don't care who they are. You're fucking gone.
Yeah.
End of story, motherfucker. That's it. Period and done. I don't care if we don't go to the playoffs next year. Presumably, if I own a sports team, I could still pay my rent if we don't fucking win the Stanley Cup next year. We'll fucking start over. Yeah. Fuck this. I'm not going to be known as the asshole who has a bunch of rapists on his team. I'm not doing that.
I don't want to wander around town and see these fucking jerseys of these players knowing what happened.
I'm propping this up.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to be any part of that.
I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh, yeah, all your rapey employees. Like, no, fuck that. I'm not involved in this. They're scum and they're gone. So fuck that shit. Even for, oh, my God, that's terrible. Dino says, quote, I'm relieved. I bet you are.
I'm sure.
I'm glad it's over so I can get on with my life with my family in the Capitals. Mm-hmm. His wife should be fucking livid.
She should hate him.
Put your pants on. Unless you're in our bedroom, pants stay on.
Right.
Bedroom, locker room. Those are the only 2 places your pants are allowed to be off. That's it.
He's doing allegedly, if this happens,
that's the
he's
progression.
Doing the natural progression that they do.
Absolutely.
It's very common.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And what comes after that?
Murder.
We all know. That's not every time, but it's a lot of times.
Silencing so they don't get caught.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Fucking insane. So... Wow. Sheehy, the other player, said, quote, obviously I'm extremely relieved. I'm very concerned about the young fans who idolized us. I've gone out of my way for them and will continue to do so. You've gone out of your way for the young fans. To date them is what you've gone out of your way to do. I've gone out of my way to give their number, my number to them and, give them free drink tickets for the bars I go to so I can get them a little lubed up. You know how it goes.
You go out of my way to get bouncers to stop looking at their ID.
Yeah, to get bouncers to look the other way. I hope the thing they will learn from this is the importance of telling the truth. They can see what happens when the truth isn't told. This motherfucker turned it as, this is what happened when people lie.
What?
You gotta be, wow. Sheehy, you're a cunt. Yeah. You're a fucking, I'm sorry. I don't care who you are.
Thing to say.
Yeah, you are a fucking twat. I'd love to hit you in the head with a hockey stick right now. I would love to. Love to. Sheehy declined to comment at first when he was asked if he had sex with the girl, and then yesterday, when they're talking to him, he declined to say what happened in the limo as well, only saying, quote, the grand jury has spoken. That's all that needs to be said.
You know who says that?
Fuck you. How's that?
People who are lying.
Yeah. Hey, Sheehy, you can suck my dick. How's that? And then we'll see if the grand jury fucking, what they think about it.
Oh, my God.
How about me and Jimmy fucking run an Eiffel Tower on you? How's that sound? And we'll see what the grand jury thinks about it, you fucking twat fuck. Is he still alive? If he's alive, please, everybody.
First name?
If he has a fucking Twitter, social media, call him a fucking cunt on there, please. Fuck him. Fuck this guy.
Is it S-H-E-E?
S-H-E-E-H-Y.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Look his ass up. See if he's alive and fucking out there. Because if he is, this guy deserves to be treated like an asshole. I look up Sheehy Capitals. I'm sure they'll come up.
He's still alive. He's only 63.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's not even considered an elderly person, right?
No.
Like, we could fight him fairly, I think, still.
He's
a tough son of a bitch. He's in the NHL.
He doesn't even qualify for Social Security yet, James.
All right. I think the two of us together could take his old ass. So. He's got to have some hobbly injuries. I'm sure he's tough as hell, but...
He'll
a hockey
take whatever
stick
we
and,
deliver, but
a hockey stick and two people. I feel like we could take him because I want to fight this man right now. I really do. 2-on-1. Really don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's a tough son of a bitch. He's a hockey player. No. But the two of us. Yeah. Well, one of us is in the front of you. The other's coming from the back. Just know that. It's happening.
Kind of like your night in a limo, Sheehy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And we'll see how it ends up. You never know. Like I said.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see where it goes, Sheehy, and then we'll see what the grand jury says about it. Because
you fucking jerk.
What a fucking asshole these people are.
This is what happens when people lie.
This is what, people like me get inconvenienced.
Right.
Fucking piece of shit. Oh, my God. So...
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
The girl said she was very confident that the truth would come out. She wouldn't discuss the details of the case on advice of her attorneys and said that a civil lawsuit is possible. Her and her parents, who were present who were also there during the interview, her parents praised the police and prosecutors for their handling of the matter. You know, they said it wasn't their fault. The grand jury wouldn't do it. They took us seriously. She has trophies from downhill skiing and figure skating, by the way. She's an athlete.
She's an athlete.
You know, she's not that's the other thing. This is not some fucking, some desperate girl who's like from a trailer park and all that. She's a fucking athlete with her life ahead of her. This isn't a good thing for her. This doesn't make her...
Who looks up to, that idolizes athletes that are professionals, right?
In a cold weather sport,
and they're talking to her when the statements that they say too. Kids should always look up to us. We're sorry that we hurt children that look up to us. No, just the one. That's the one you hurt.
That's fucking crazy. She said she's not even really a sports fan. She just likes to play sports. She's an athlete. She said she's been to 3 or 4 Capitals games, but only when like a friend of, because she was a friend of one of the players. She said she never attended any party involving the hockey players before that night. That was the first time. She said, I'm not a fan of the Capitals. I don't consider me a groupie, as they put it. That's how they kept saying it was some groupie. It was some groupie.
Fuck?
She's 17, man.
You can't be a groupie at 17.
No,
it's illegal.
I'm sorry. You can't be a groupie if someone's in high school. You just can't be. That's fucking ridiculous. That's sweet. That kid likes us. That's what that is.
Right. Isn't that
That's
adorable?
what that is.
Yeah, that's sweet at that point.
And why would you want that anyway when plenty of 28-year-old women
That's the other thing.
know their way around a dick.
Can suck a dick like nobody's business,
why
like a banshee.
And willing. Let her.
And that's what I mean, willing. There's plenty of 28-year-old women who would have wanted all four of them to fucking do. There's a lot of women out, not every woman, but a lot of women out there who like athletes and would be fine with that. That's the thing. So
do that.
Find one of them. Or hire one. I don't care, but make sure they're
adults.
Make sure they've at least graduated high school, please. Right. Make sure they don't have fucking chemistry class in the morning. This is ridiculous.
Right. You missed two of the things that make sex good. The consenting adult part. You don't have consent, and you don't even have an adult.
You don't even have a motherfucking adult. Yeah. And I don't care if I don't know if the legal age of consent is 17 in there, but it doesn't matter.
Adult.
We all know what the fuck that is.
Right.
If my daughter's 17 and you're an adult and you fuck her,
we all know what that is.
We all know what it is. Everybody out there, if someone, what age is it that you're not mad if they fuck your daughter? 17 adult? You're mad. You're coming with a stick and you're beating the shit out of that guy. I hope, if you're any kind of fucking parent you are anyway, because I would.
Father that gives a shit.
Yeah, holy shit. Jesus Christ. So, wow. That's Sheehy, though. That was especially had some stank on it. I want. Yeah. What a fucking twat he is.
That's a man
him on social media.
That's that's probably done that before.
Yeah, that sounds like, what do you want? That's what that happens. Yeah. Jesus Christ. They asked her, quote, how do you feel about the whole situation? And she said, how do I feel? I have lots of feelings, but there's not a way to point out how I really feel. I feel angry, very angry. Her mother said she spent a lot of time blocking things out. I'm always worried about her. I've been very proud of her for coming forward, but as a mother, I'm very worried. That's the other thing. Got both her parents there next to her. This is not some wayward runaway kid here who's, was in jail for crystal meth 2 weeks before that and, is worldly.
Huge credit to the interviewer to expose how young she still is, that the word she uses she doesn't have an extensive vocabulary because she's still so young.
Angry. She's stuck on angry. Yeah.
That's where she's at.
And
blanket-ass word.
And also, when your head's swimming, your brain stops picking up other words and shit, and they use what's most basic. So that's the other thing. I think she's swimming, in her head with this shit.
Probably destroyed.
That's fucking wild, man. So the Washington Post that had quoted Kyprios, because that's the one that I'm like, a guy said he saw it here. They said that the, quote, oh my God, he said later on, those statements are incorrect. I neither observed what was reported, nor did I ever make a statement to such a statement to investigators.
So
why do we have his quotes then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you just, what?
Are you trying to keep your job?
I don't, what is happening
somebody
right
get
now?
To you? What happened?
Yeah, a source close to the investigation said that Kyprios told the grand jury that he stepped inside the limo and saw the girl inside laughing and joking with the players. That's what he said now. Meanwhile, he said none of that even happened. Okay. Kyprios told the grand jury, according to this person, that he then left the limousine to get a bucket of chicken, and when he returned, he saw no indication the girl was being forced to do anything against her will. That's what he told the grand jury. So... wow. I don't know, man. I'm just
that doesn't tell me what's going on in that limo. That tells me I saw nothing or doing nothing. He's trying to paint it like she's just sitting there in the car.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's not what's happening.
Holy fuck, man. Well, here's a paper here. Here's an article from the newspaper. Scott Stevens chose to leave. Apparently he was gone, selling himself to St. Louis. Jeff Courtnall asked to be traded away and was. I wouldn't want to be on this team if I was one of these four guys. Neil Sheehy broke an ankle. Good. I hope it hurt. Conveniently.
I wish it was both.
Quote, conveniently, some might suggest. Ow, my ankle. And won't be back for at least 3 months, if ever. Wow, that's fucking wild. I don't even know what to say about that. So Dino Ciccarelli remained the only guy in uniform that was involved in that incident. And Dino says, quote, I didn't want to run away. I wanted to clear the air. I went to management and told them if they wanted me, I certainly wanted to be here.
Oh my God, that is fucking wild. I don't know how after the indecent exposure, you just be like, I don't want to hear another word about this guy's dick on my team. No, he said he campaigned to stay. He said the management had treated him well. He liked the team. He liked the fans. He had a good year on the ice. So why go? Why the fuck should I leave? He said, going to another town won't help. The issue will be raised again and again. It doesn't matter where it'll be. It'll be there. You can't turn from it. Scott and Jeff will hear about it in St. Louis. So he's tried to have a public relation effort. He telephoned season ticket holders who canceled because of him.
Ew.
People who called and said, I'm canceling because of that guy. He called them personally. I don't want these tickets because I think a rapist is on your team. And the team said, oh, we'll have the rapist call your house. Allegedly.
Time are you free?
Yeah. How about we have unsolicited calls from a man who you think is a rapist? That's what I would like. And then you can give us money again.
He's telemarket public relationing?
Oh, my God. That's
just sitting at a switchboard dialing numbers.
And he comes back to this word. Nick, Dino, why do you have to be such a fucking stereotype? Quote, they were shocked to hear from me, but I think they respected me for calling. It's about respect.
He loves respect.
Yeah, he's a guinea, all right.
That would be I wish I was a season ticket. I would have loved to get that phone call.
I know.
Just
hey, what's up, Rapey?
Him.
What's up, Sissa Rapey? How you doing? That's immediately. Hey, it's Dino Sissa Rapey on the phone. You want to talk to my wife? She'd love to talk to you. I'd love to. Come here, honey. It's Sissa Rapey. Come on.
I got a daughter that wants to yell at you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I also have a 17-year-old, and if I see you anywhere near my property, I'm going to shoot you with a rifle. I'm going to drop you with a fucking deer rifle if you cross onto my grass. I swear to God.
I don't carry a Bauer around here. I carry a Browning. Come on by.
Yeah, that's what you have your cock out, I have this out. For you only, specifically. Yeah. Come on by. So he said he'd appear at all sorts of charity functions, community gatherings. He said every place he went, he delivered the same message. He's sorry. He said, quote, I shouldn't have been in that situation for obvious reasons. I'm married. I have 3 kids.
We know. That's another part of the question.
That's we didn't even bring that part up yet. That's how far down the list that is. We don't care about your dumb wife who lets you fucking walk around with your cock hanging out around the house, around the kids and everything. We don't really care what she has to say either. Fuck her too.
How about the part where you in a fucking limo with a 17-year-old.
There you go. Christ. I humiliated my wife and angered the heck out of her. Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Angered the heck out of her.
Imagine coming home to that.
That's the one that should be angry. The 17-year-old's not angry. This one's angry.
She's angry, yeah. I embarrassed my family, the team, and the fans. And they said, did you embarrass yourself? And he said, sure I did. Because he didn't mention that in his fucking... I embarrassed all these other people. What about you, stupid? You should be embarrassed.
How do you feel about it?
Fuck, man. He said, I feel real bad about the situation. That's
real bad.
Problem solved. I feel real bad about it. I've apologized. I've tried to make amends. And they actually asked him, have you spoken to the girl?
Yeah. How about her?
I hope not. He said no. And they said, do you feel sorry for her? That question says a lot about who he is right now. These are the kind of questions. This is like when they ask a murder suspect, what do you think should happen to the guy who did this?
Right.
This is what that is. He says, quote, I've got to watch what I say. He said, that's what he said. I've got to watch what I say.
Do you feel sorry for her? I got to watch what I say?
Yep. Then they said, do you feel sorry for her? And no, he wouldn't answer because he said there's a possible civil suit. If he says he feels sorry for her, that could come back against him. So he wouldn't do that. So I don't know how this is wild. He told the season ticket holders and the media accounts of what happened, and he said what everybody thinks happened, it didn't happen. He said it didn't happen the way people said it did, but he hasn't denied that he was there. He hasn't denied sexual activity took place. He said, I made a mistake being there, but that's all he would say. And then he'd say, I can't go into details. So he said he has no idea if the fans will forgive him. He says he hopes most of them will. He said, I'd ask them to understand that I'm human and I make mistakes.
Ew.
Dude.
What?
This is
Wow, that's a lot, dude. I'm human and I make wow.
He's trying to just say that 4 guys got into a limo with a girl that wanted it, and we all had sex with her.
Yeah,
and
we all romped on her.
Only
that's
human.
hockey. Yeah.
I'm only human.
I'm only human. He's fucking. That's hockey, is what he said. Basically, that's hockey.
I never want to be a part of hockey.
Nope. That's professional athletes. Basically, like.
Boy.
He said, wow. He said that he'll be taunted, obviously, by players on the road. Mm-hmm. And he said, that comes with the territory when you're a goal scorer. No. You get it. They're not booing you because you're scoring goals. They go, boo, you rapist goal scorer. That's what they say. It's different. There's a different level of gusto when they think you raped a teenager. It's different.
That's what happens when you're a goal scorer.
When you're a goal scorer. Is that what he calls raping a teenager or allegedly raping a teenager is scoring a goal? Wow. He said that when they asked him what he's learned, he said, quote, I've got to be careful. Every mistake I make is public. Ew. That's what he learned. That's what he learned. I got to be more careful.
That is the progression.
Yes.
From cock out to murder.
I've learned that you shouldn't leave them alive to fucking tell their stories. Wow. That's the progression 5 years down the line in a killer. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but
that's what he's learned. Accelerated because the media is involved.
Quickly. Yeah. I've learned to keep that shit real quiet. Make sure that limo's like in a garage somewhere in an airplane hangar.
How about I've learned never to make mistakes?
Wow, that's fucking wild. That's wild. And then the owner came over while Cicerelli was chatting with the press, answering these questions. The owner, Abe Pollan, came by, or Pollan. He came by and gave him a nice hug around the shoulders and says, how's the family?
Ew.
Still, what? And the press should have said, still mad at him for rape, he said. He said his wife thinks he raped her, allegedly, I don't know. Still mad.
She's mad.
His wife will be mad forever.
It's not a happy place when he goes home. That's what it is.
When Lorena Bobbitt cut John Bobbitt's dick off there, John Wayne Bobbitt's dick off, she went, oh, why didn't I think of that? Fuck. Bitch. God damn it. Fuck, that would have been the thing to do. Damn it. So he made $360,000 for that year, though. Okay. 90-91, 54 games, 21 goals, 18 assists. Washington is, are they any good? They lose to Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Okay. They were a 500 team. Very mediocre. The Capitals, in November 8th, 1990, they went to play the New York Rangers, and they played multiple times the Beatles song, I Saw Her Standing There.
Yeah,
which,
New York's vicious, man.
Oh, yeah. Which, if you don't know, the lyrics are, she was just 17, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, that's what they played repeat. Yeah. The bleacher guys at Yankee Stadium learned Japanese taunts to yell at Ichiro. Like, the whole section learned how to speak how to yell mean shit in Japanese just to fuck with one guy. Like that, you know? They really take it to heart.
Awesome.
They take it to heart. That's fucking beautiful. So $375,000 he makes for that. 91-92, 78 games played, 38 goals, 38 assists. As long as you keep producing, you can have your dick out, in, away, fucking anywhere you want it. So not bad at all for that. Washington that year, they were 45-27-8, so very good, and lost in the first round to the Penguins. So this is the Lemieux Penguins.
Goddamn Mario Lemieux, he's so good.
He's fucking good. He made $400,000 that year, though. Uh-huh. Not bad. But June 20th, 1992, it's the end of the season, he is traded by the Capitals to the Detroit Red Wings for Kevin Miller. So getting out of there. He says, this is Dino, quote, I was ecstatic to come to the Wings because they had a great team, I was close to home, and they were one of the original 6. So it was a dream come true. I did more setting up in front of the net with Detroit because we had great perimeter players. So he said, I wondered how I'm going to get on the power play when you have Yzerman and Fedorov and Lidstrom and Coffey, which I know all those fucking names. They were nasty on those video games.
This is a great fucking team.
Fuck yeah. So I stuck my nose in even more in front of the net so I could be on the top power play. I think the fans took to me a little bit because it's a blue-collar town and they liked how hard I played. We had some great teams and were like a machine, but unfortunately we couldn't get it done when I was there. They like that blue collar thing because that's one thing that blue collar fan base can relate to is fucking teenagers in limos. You know what I mean? That's one thing when you go to a factory every day and shit, you think, man, can't wait till the weekend so me and my friends could run trains on teenagers and limousines parked outside sports bars for our special occasions. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing about blue collar people. They're
They
right
know how to party.
They do. But they're right in that middle class where not a lot of girls want to fuck them because they don't make a lot of money. So when they do get it, sometimes they take it.
You got to go wild, man. Holy shit. So 41 goals, 56 assists that year. A lot of people to fucking pass to there. Not bad at all. They go to the playoffs. I assume they lost. Yes, they lost to the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
4-3. So all 7 it goes there that year. He does make $850,000 that year, though.
Jesus.
So he upped it big time. That is equivalent to $1,773,000 today.
That goes so far in Detroit.
That's especially back then too.
Yeah.
When it was really going wrong, starting to fall apart in the middle at the end of falling apart. So 93-94, 66 games, 28 goals, 29 assists. So Christ, he's doing so well. Jesus, man, why is he so good on the ice and so shitty off of it? Fuck, man. Detroit that year, he makes $1,400,000 that year.
He crushed it.
Cleaning up. 94-95, 16 goals, 27 assists in only 42 games. So I don't know if he was fucking hurt or what, but the team, though, goes all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals before being swept by the Devils that year. I remember that. Yeah, swept by the Devils that way. I think the Rangers won the year before, if I'm not 93-94. I think they won, yeah. That was a big deal in New York when I lived there. That was like, holy shit, look at that. So $828,571. This is because there was a lockout this season.
Oh.
And so his $1,450,000 salary was prorated for a 48-game season. That's right. That's why he only played 42 games, because strike happened that year. 95-96 here. He plays in 64 games, and there we go. 22 goals, 21 assists that year. The team, they go to the playoffs. 62-13-7 they were.
That's a good team.
That's a real good team, and they lose to the Avalanche in the conference finals.
And they won the whole thing anyway, so it's fine.
Patrick Waugh and all that shit. He makes $1,250,000, though.
Jesus Christ.
Not bad. August 27th, 96, traded by Detroit to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Okay.
Which is not one of the original six at all.
Brand fucking new, and it's going about as well as you would expect it to.
We shall have teams in New York, Detroit, Chicago, Montreal, Toronto, and Tampa Bay. That is where hockey shall be played. I don't know what the
only ice there is in your fucking margarita.
That's it. And it's melting quickly, so hurry up.
Very fast. Suck it down before it's on the outside of the glass.
Oh, man. Their jersey should just be like button-ups with like palm trees all over them, I feel like.
Some Tommy Bahama shit.
And they should have sandals with ice skates on the bottom, because if you go to Tampa, hope you want to look at a lot of man feet, because you're going to see a lot of it. Hope you're dying to look at men's feet constantly.
Lots of calloused heels around here.
Yep, lots of that going on.
It's like cracked heels. You're going to see a lot of it.
Oh, that's Tampa, the town of cracked heels. Bruised thighs and cracked heels. That's Tampa, the land of bruised thighs and cracked heels. That should be your town motto. That's right, bruised thighs and cracked heels. So Tampa, not as good. 32-40 that year. They don't even go to the playoffs. He does make $1,250,000, and he's an all-star that year. So pretty good. 97-98, he's traded in the middle of the year by Tampa with Jeff Norton, Jim Norton's hockey-playing brother, I think, for to the Florida Panthers. So they're going to keep him in Florida, because Florida really needs multiple hockey teams. That's what it needs bad.
Are those still there?
I think they are, yeah. I don't know.
Why do they get two hockey teams?
Two hockey teams, yes. Florida has two hockey teams. For a long time, Florida had two hockey teams and Minnesota had none. So that's the type of world we were living in here.
Did the Panthers move to Nashville? Is that who the Predators are? Or did the Predators get a fucking
No, that's an expansion team.
Is that right?
Because there was
Yeah, I think they were an expansion team.
Wow.
Nashville.
They're good. They're real good.
Didn't they come in when Carolina came in?
Carolina has a hockey team.
There you go. There you go. Aren't they the Hurricanes? Yeah, they play in fucking like Raleigh-Durham area.
That's hysterical.
I think so, yeah. So, that's
I'm sorry,
ridiculous.
Canada. I can't.
Yeah, we apologize
get
for taking your beloved sport, dragging it into a limousine outside of a sports bar, and running a train on it with some of the worst states we have to offer. We apologize.
Breaking the holy piss out of it with South Carolina.
Texas, Phoenix, and 2 fucking Florida teams just fucking holding it down and having its way at it. Just ripping it to pieces. Carolina, Nashville open, and they go, ooh, I'm joining in too. Let's go. They start fucking romping on it. Holy
Putting
balls.
those people in the stands. My God.
What is happening?
Did you see that fight at a hockey where
oh, yeah. That was great.
That little hillbilly with the mullet that screams the
talking
N-word
all sorts
at
of shit
somebody
to an old man.
and then catches one and he's shocked.
50-year-old. That guy was twice his size. Don't talk shit to a person twice your size. You deserve everything you get.
Who has higher ground?
And he has higher ground.
How gravity works?
Gravity. Every military operation since the beginning of time.
You don't take fire from above.
Somebody need to take him aside and tell him about Little Round Top.
Nobody needs to anymore. He learned.
He knows now. Beforehand, in school, someone should have took him aside and said, during the Civil War, there was Gettysburg. Little Round Top is something we need to discuss.
He learned
done from high ground.
He learned fast.
Holy shit, man. So the Panthers go 24-43-15. Who cares? They suck. $1,250,000 he makes.
Wow.
98-99. He's still playing, by the way. This is he's 38 years old this year. And he only plays in 14 games, 6 goals, 1 assist, and that is the end of his hockey career.
Okay.
So in his career, though, he does end up with 602 games played, 332 goals, 319 assists. So more points than games played is. Yeah. So that's one of those stats that catches your eye immediately when you see that. That's a big one here. Florida wasn't any good that year also. They sucked 30-34, so they sucked. He makes for this year, including base salary, signing bonus, bonuses, and deferred income from another season, he makes $2,174,688 for a total of $11,597,259 in his hockey career.
That's a nice go away.
It's a nice go away. Not bad. He retires August 31st, 1999. There, he said, quote, I tried skating a bit last week, and the same soreness and stiffness was there. There's no use kidding myself anymore.
Yeah, Doc, you're almost 40.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt.
The NHL is not made for
a 40-year-old
people our
man.
age.
No.
That's not right. It's not good. Hang it up, Chief. It's too much.
If I'd put ice skates on for a day, I'd fucking suffer for a week and then giggle about how I don't belong there.
This is, wow, I'm in pain.
Can you believe I did that?
The first day.
What an idiot.
If one of us ice skated for 3 hours, we wouldn't be able to move our legs for a month. Every muscle in them would lock up solid.
I flew and was sore for 3-4 hours.
I'm still trying to uncurl myself from the fucking flight from Portland 12 hours ago. Yeah. Jesus Christ, trust me.
Walking through the airport after getting off of that plane, my neck is so stiff. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I sat.
I'm just like stretching the whole time going to baggage claim.
Sit.
Yeah. I get off the plane, I'm like 6'1", and I got to stretch back out to 6'4". I'm all compressed into 3 inches shorter. So his 608 career goals are the most goals scored by a draft-eligible player who was never drafted by an NHL team.
Wow.
So that's impressive. He's the best scoring, free agent nobody pickup that anybody's ever had. So that's pretty impressive.
Walk on.
Yep. Most points here's other records. Most points by a rookie. One playoff season, he had 21 in the 81 playoffs. Most, one season's playoff season by a rookie. Most goals by a rookie in one playoff season, 14, because that was most points, most goals. Yeah. And fastest player to score 20 goals in the 86-87 regular season. He scored 20 goals in 15 games.
Fuck.
So not bad. June 22nd, 2010, it's announced that he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Holy shit.
Yep, he's going to the Hall of Fame. He said, I'm very honored. I didn't want to get too excited this year. When I got the call, I knew if it was going to happen, it was going to happen at a certain time. When I got it, I was just very excited and very honored to be a part of the Hall of Fame. You start thinking about all the people along the way that's helped you. It's a little emotional. I just lost my mom a few months ago and my dad a few years ago, probably from shame, I'm going to add in there.
The embarrassment.
Oh, no, yeah, why? Why you do that for? It would have been nice for them to be around, but I know they're going to be down. I know they're going to be down watching with a big smile on their face. Did he just say his parents are in hell? I know they're going to be down watching with a big smile on their face.
Or do they get a little vacation from up there to come down here to be in the audience to watch? They're going to come down and watch.
He just said his parents are in hell. Let's just say that. Yeah.
They're down there watching
wild.
me.
Okay, no shit. Press reports said that basically it took him 8 years to get in because of the off the ice shit that happened. Right. Yeah, they had to do all of that. Post retirement, he has 4 daughters. By the way,
what?
This fucking guy. Oh my God! How can a guy with 4 daughters not see what that's about?
Yeah, but
hey, Dino, what would happen if 4 hockey players romped on your 17-year-old?
Right.
Oh, I'd kill them with my hockey stick.
Right.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Or is that checking. Like nature's punishment for what he does to women?
Fuck! I hope they
make him stare in the face.
4
that
are going to hate him. Well, they probably don't hate him though. He has 9 grandchildren at the time. God. He lived in suburban Detroit, where he has bars. He has his own bars.
Really?
Yeah. His Cicerelli's, they're called.
Really?
In Detroit. Yep.
Are they still open?
Oh, Christ. We're going to be going there May 5th to Detroit. So
I might head over to one and
say we might
make
have
make
some waves.
Make some stickers that are mean and stick them all over the place in there.
We should definitely put crime in sports. If you're everybody, if you're in Detroit and Cicerelli's is still going on, by the way, I don't know if it is. We'll find out here. But if it's still going on, please, whatever you do, do not go there and put crime in sports stickers all over stuff.
That would be
don't.
So mean.
That's so fucked up. Don't do that. Seriously, that would be terrible.
Don't put those all over the menus or in the bathroom. Or
don't message us and ask us for stickers and we'll send them to you for that purpose. Don't do that because we wouldn't. That'd be terrible. That'd be awful.
So rude.
That would be very rude. So if you insist on doing it, obviously there's nothing we can do about it because we're only human, but don't do it. We would never sanction vandalism of any kind. So he said about the bars. Don't track down Neil Sheehy and call him a cunt constantly either. That would be a terrible thing to do. We're never turning people on anybody, but
don't yell it in his ear at his fucking self-checkout of his grocery store. Never do that.
No. Don't slap the Bible out of his hand in church and say, we're sitting here with. Don't do that.
Whatever he does. Cunt tomatoes.
Yeah. What do you got there? Cunt tomatoes? Huh? Dino says about the bars, they're doing real well. It's kind of my new challenge. I'm there quite a bit. It's fun and keeps me busy. I got to do something, right?
Yeah. So you need to stay busy. Please stay busy.
Here's a review from a former employee.
Okay.
This review is from April 4th, 2019, so there's a good chance these are still around. This was Shelby Township, Michigan. This was a food runner, host, and server, former employee. He says, quote, as a food runner, I was always doing something. Whether it's running food or helping make dressings, I always had something to do. Serving was fun. The guests and staff are very nice. Depending on the day, people may stay longer to watch specific games. The manager on duty is always present and frequently interacts with the customers. I learned a lot about alcohol here and how to multitask really well. The hardest part of the job was having to carry large trays with heavy plates. It took me a few times to build up the strength for them. However, you can ask a fellow coworker to follow you if you need the help. The most enjoyable part was the staff. They were all very friendly, fun, and helpful.
Okay, so he loved his job there.
He loved his jobs there. He said it was a fun pros, discounts, sometimes free lunch, fun environment. Cons, short breaks, no health care. Okay. Well, that's a bar. You work in a bar, sir.
Welcome to the service industry, friend.
I mean, that's tough, but there are people here. Dino it's hard to feel bad for Dino, but
You made a splash with this name, my friend. Holy.
There are people that I do feel bad for,
Tell
Jimmy.
me all of them. How many?
And that is Dino Ciccarelli, software build engineer at Flagstar Bank in Farmington, Michigan.
Oh, my God, he's in the state.
He went to Western Michigan University, you poor bastard. And Dino Ciccarelli, client relations manager at TechWeld in New York. Mm-hmm. So there are people that
Farmington
by the way,
is in Detroit, James.
There you go. Well,
holy shit.
That's fucked up. And Dino Ciccarelli, commercial director at, what is this, AZ, I don't know what the fuck, organic and natural wines, some bullshit. And it's in Italy, and it's in Abruzzi. Oh, yeah. Holy shit, that's where my family's from, Abruzzi. So look at that. Fucking, that's where my grandmother's from.
Not invited to the company picnic where everybody's bringing their daughters.
Nope. Keep your daughters at home on Capitals Day, everybody.
Holy
so that is Dino Ciccarelli. And one hell of a wild story, I got to say. That is gross. We're all grossed out.
Great player, but boy, the allegations
amazing player.
Are not good.
Don't like the allegations, and I got to say, the thing that makes it so believable is his dick was out all the time, showing people it. We know the progression from small-town murder. We know how that works. We know the psychological progression of that is... If they're showing it to people, next is they're going to make them touch it too. That's how it works. So I don't know. If you enjoyed that show, like we said, absolutely do not put crime and sports stickers around his bar or call Neil Sheehy a fucking cunt and say that I hope he's still limping from his broken ankle. Absolutely, that would be cruel to do, and we never would recommend to do that whatsoever.
It's unfortunate that he's 60 and probably doesn't know what a podcast is.
No, not at all. And if he does, he would probably want to hunt us down.
Yeah.
But if they want to come to our show on May 5th in Detroit, they're more than welcome. Half price, like we said.
See you there.
Half price, and we're going to make fun of you most of the time. So there is that. There is that. So if you want to come down, we will call you Dino Ciccarelli. That's going to happen. So you're welcome to come in, though. You never know. Come on by. By the way, you should definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com and get your tickets for May 5th in Detroit right now and May 6th in Pittsburgh the next day. Also, get your tickets for the 420, April the 20th, virtual live show. It will be available for April 20th and then a week after that as well. So even if you get it on the 20th, you can watch it as many times as you want. Maybe if I don't know, maybe you had some bad tacos and you couldn't. You missed the end of the live broadcast. Yeah, you had to run away from your computer or your TV. Well, you can do it again and watch it over and over or buy it anytime during that week. It's the 420 show. We're going to get very stoned, especially Jimmy's going to get very stoned, which is it's fun when Jimmy gets stoned. I love it. I love it so much, and I have some crazy things that I've bought to make him freak out about it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Check all that out. That is shutupandgivememurder.com and get your tickets also for the whole rest of the year's tours. They're going fast, so get in there. I think Minneapolis just sold out too. San Diego, I heard there was no tickets left. Those are in August. Boston is sold out in November. So get your tickets in there. Chicago. There's going to be no Milwaukee show this year.
Right.
So if you're in Milwaukee, you want to see us, come down to Chicago and let's fill that goddamn theater up and do this shit. So it's a big one. In Dallas, too. Big, giant place down there. Nice place, too. So get your tickets to that as well. That's in December, I think. So you have some time, but get them now because they go fast. There's actually, I know they're more than half sold. So if you want good seats, get in there. Get your tickets, have fun. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Also, head over to patreon.com/crime and sports. Get your bonus material. We have so much of it. Tons in the over 150 episodes in the back catalog, which you'll have immediate access to if you're a patron. And not only that, but new ones every other week. This week, no exception for my voice is not holding out after 4 shows and then another one here. Almost there. For the crime and sports this week, we're going to talk about the murder of Bruiser Brody and try to find some humor in that sad story. The ridiculous characters talking about all these things. That's pretty funny. Tony Atlas picking up a doctor and physically bringing him to a patient is hilarious. That right there is very funny. There's plenty to laugh at. Then we'll talk. Yeah, here you go. I brought you a doctor. Then we'll talk about for small town murder, which you'll obviously have access to as well. We are going to talk all about haunted hotels, which are a fun subject. I've actually stayed at a couple of those, and I'll let you know if I've seen anything. So. Terrific. Check those out, patreon.com/crime and sports. Plus, you will absolutely get a shout out, which is coming up in just a second. But first, definitely follow us on social media as well. You get updates for everything. That is at Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. That said, Jimmy, hit me with the names of the people who would never, ever take either of our daughters into a limo and do terrible things to them. Please hit me with them now.
This week's executive producers are Wanda Lovejoy's Granny Edna, Jordan Bennett, Cara Dunna, I believe, Guinevere Day McPherson, not Sunny Day, just happens to have the middle name of Day, it looks like.
Oh, no.
Or last. I don't know if it's hyphenated. It's possible. Other producers this week are Liz Vasquez, Rachel Ann Meredith in Canada. Thank you for coming down to the shows. And Liz came to the show in Seattle. It was definitely Seattle.
Thanks, Liz. Good to see you again.
Was it Seattle? It all blends together. It was definitely Seattle. And her daughter's doing fantastic, which is wonderful.
Great.
She's really thriving. Luke Joseph Scarpa. I believe that's Chief Jay Strombo, is it? Yeah,
that's Joe Scarpa. Yeah,
yep, that's him. Isaac Farkstein and the Family Foundation of Arts.
That's nice. That's
Baby
nice
Stinky from Abbott and Costello. I got to get back and watch. I got to brush up on my Abbott and Costello history. Rodney Lloyd and his friend Mike Hunt. Sure.
Jesus.
You happy, Rodney? Peyton Meadows, Lumberg fucked her. I don't think he fucked Peyton.
Lumber fucker? That would hurt. Lumberg. I thought you said lumber fucker. I'm like, what, like the knot holes?
I don't think he fucked Peyton Meadows. I think that was from Stephanie and Minnesota.
Those are separate things. Okay, fair enough.
Janice Hill, Tiffany Gonzalez. Did I say Stephanie? It was Tiffany, who's, goddamn, whatever. Matthew Berube? Yeah, Berube. Holly McDaniel, Julia Collins, Hannah Bickle? It's got to be Bickle, right? It's not Bickle.
I would probably imagine.
Marissa Sherwood, Elizabeth Nedrow, James Spicer, Caitlin McCarthy, Victor and Jennifer Quinones, Miranda Pacheco, Dave True, Juan Murguia, Elizabeth LeBlanc, Elizabeth Fiorello, Kevin Stidworthy, Alice Schaefer, Kristen Campbell, Shannon with no last name, Bobby Jennings, Sue Stiebel, probably, Josh Hamilton, Soggy Bottom Soaps, Jake Atkinson, Cindy McGee, A. Swanson, Susan Lefevre, Laura Herrick, Chloe Cody, S. Dearberg, Karen, Hamlet, Aaron Snyder, Marie O'Brien, Tim, nope, that's Tina, Marin,
nope, that's Tina.
Nicole Milton, Jessica Wolf, Crystal Moore, Safety with no last name, Rachel Sigourney, Kathleen Edinger, Courtney Richmond, Tiffany with no last name, Kelsey Medlin, Ryan Baird, Med, Midge and Millie's Booksellers, Kirsten Chase, Stump Chunkman, Lauren Dene, Nicholas with no last name, Johnny Joned maybe, Emily Miller, Heather McHaffey. What happened? Why? Who's Hachel?
Rachel and Heather's friend, Hachel.
Sean Carter, Elizabeth West, Mary with no last name, OMG Reptar, Justin Smith, Abigail
Jay-Z donated to us. That's great.
Did I say Jay-Z? What? Where did I go?
Sean Carter donated to us.
Oh, nice. Yes, Sean Carter, Jay-Z. Abigail Trigo, Nicole Little Taylor, I think it's hyphenated, Little Taylor. Little Taylor, Samantha Leach, David Stanford, Rebecca McIntosh, Ali Velasco, Vicky Camacho and Velasco.
Vicky Macho Camacho? Hell yeah.
Yes. Michelle Schmitz, Rick Formica. He makes shit piles of money. Amanda Kaser, bucket of wriggling peckers. Remember those?
I do. Whole bucket of them.
She's as useless as a bucket of wriggling peckers. Lance Ravela,
peckers.
Griselda Green, Paul Adkins, Jake Bell, Corey Howard, George B., Rihanna McNeil Resser, Elizabeth, no last name, Robert Carter, Eric Young, Stephen Fallon, Chassie, what? Weimer? Chasey, probably. Matthew with no last name, Kaylee Allen, Sean Kelly, Marge. It's not Marge, it's Mar. I don't know how to do that. M-A-R-G. How do they do that? Shin.
Marg Shin?
Marg Shin? Okay.
Maybe Marg, like a margarita.
Are they doing this to try to get me to say Martian? I don't know.
Maybe.
Rashawn Richardson, Garrett Smith, David Goodrich, Catherine Snedeker, Darcy Ellis, Kate Shaw, Isaac Jermu, Maggie Henderson, Christy Crowder, Pritchard M. Here, Sparky Big Time. That's fantastic. That's funny.
That's definitely good. BTK.
Very funny.
Yes.
Jessica Villarreal. It's disgusting, but very funny.
Oh, yeah.
Jenna with no last name. Heather Costas, Dottie, Scott Parker, Keegan LaChapelle, Quazox, Eddie Wretch, Lexi Hub, Ian Barber, Area Corcom, J.O. Hey, that's a good one. J-N-O, J.O. That's a person. Darcy Covergirl, Brian Horner, Juggalode. That's gross. Kendall Yeagle, Darren McKibben, Courtney Hyde, Joey Neal, Jonathan McKinney, Blake Edwards, Haley B, Melanie Kirk, Daniel Pena, Becky Cizik, I don't know. Angelo Santoro, Michael McIntyre, Colton C. Slinsky, Emily Brewer, G. Measy, Gavin Murray, Austin Wallace, Karen Moreno, Tanner Rose, Lauren Honsinger, Melinda White, J.R. Smith, probably not that one, Tommy Johnston, Rihanna Fritzler.
Jay-Z and J.R. Smith?
Can you believe it?
What a big week for us.
Sheila with no last name, Kyle Bird, Rena Fritzler, Layman Templeton, Christine Davis, Ellen Whitman. Yep, Katie
Lehman.
Simzak. Danielle Froheiser, Maggie Cowan, Celeste Rocha. It's an Italian lady.
There you go.
Who's a dev? Who's a dev with no last name? Shonda Rutland, Daniel Sandominico. KD Nicholas, Sarah K, Leah Strasdis, Stacy Frost, Cindy Abernathy, Chelsea Romero, Maureen McLaughlin, Joe Alvarez, Keith Dilly, Ty with no last name, Tyler Weingard. Yep, Judy Stinson, Perry Buck, Diane Pepper, Jonathan Martinez, Shatya Jones. Oh, boy. Melissa with no last name, Rachel Collins, Tron Gard, Carl with no last name, Laura Irvine, Mark with no last name, Sean Costello, Pocket Spaghetti, 710, gross. Ian Crow, that's Italian people with spaghetti in their pockets. Emily Johnson, got it. Monica Santiago, Val Birch.
I got Cavatappi in my front pocket right now.
Victor Hernandez, Lisa Bingaman, Gertrude Gloria, Diego Centeno, Missy T1217. That's like an employee name or something. Meredith Telly, Tilly.
They're punching.
Missy T1217. Meredith Tilly, Kayla Henson, Cosmo Skywalker, Angela Kinley, and Amanda Garros. But also all of our patrons. You're fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for all that you do for us and for always being there for us and for continually hanging out with us and keep coming out and keep every time. And we just love everything you do for us. Thank you so much. We do fucking appreciate you. And we will keep Crime and Sports going and going and going. And if you want to follow us on social media, real easy to do that. Just head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Links are there. Links to everything. Holy shit, they're all lined up. Keep coming back because we'll keep coming back. Sure. That's right. Live from the Crime and Sports studios. We will see you next week. If you like Crime and Sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.